Hi again, everybody, from Goss Stadium at Coleman Field on the campus of Oregon State University in Corvallis, along with Evan Bach, Brian Thomas, Andrew Roderick, Brooks Hatch, Dale Hummel, Sawyer Gowan, and Glenda Curry. This is Mike Parker welcoming you to the home finale of the regular season for 2024, the final game of the three-game series between the Corvallis Knights and the Bend Elks, with the Knights looking for a sweep of the series with a magic number of 2 to clinch the best overall record in the West Coast League, which would ensure home field advantage throughout the playoffs in the divisional championship game as well as in the West Coast League championship game. So it's an important game tonight for the Corvallis Knights, as was last night. The Knights getting a win, and the entire summer has been filled with great moments, including strong pitching from a left-hander I haven't had the pleasure of talking to on our pregame show yet, Caleb Debin out of Tigard High School, and George Fox University has had a tremendous summer with the Corvallis Knights. We'll meet Caleb, learn a little bit about him and his story and his appreciation for his experience with the Corvallis Knights in the summer of 2024. So let's take a 2-minute break and visit with Caleb Debin, and we'll get to the starting lineups and first pitch after this on the Knights live stream and Joe Radio. The Knights and the Bend Elks coming up. The host families will be introduced. I have the honor of visiting with Caleb Debin for just a few minutes before this homestand and regular season finale. Caleb, let's start first things first. Who has your host family been, and what's the experience been like for you?
Matt and Brittany Kennedy, they've just been awesome. There's so much more than just giving you a place to stay, and it's just, just such a welcoming family, and just they're so kind, and just it's more than a home. So it's just great to have people that are in your corner, and when your family can't be at the games and you just know people are still rooting for you, it's just awesome.
Your family proper is not too far away, and you said they were here last night. Tell me a little bit about, are they still in Tigard, where you're from? I mean, do they make the trip down here fairly often?
Yeah, they've been able to make it to a couple games, and a lot of times when I've pitched, just kind of catching it on a lucky night. So they are close enough to come watch games, which is super awesome. I know people don't have that gift, so.
Tell me a little bit about coming here to the Knights, how it came about for you coming out of Fox and the opportunity to pitch here.
It originally started as a 10-day contract, and they, I guess, liked me enough to keep me around for the summer. So I'm just grateful for the experience and to compete in this area in at Goss. It's just been awesome.
What has the summer been like? You say awesome and you appreciate the whole experience, but tell me a little bit just from a baseball standpoint, the culture, the atmosphere, just kind of sum up some of the things you've really appreciated about being with the Knights this summer.
It's really just a winning culture, and they really push you to be your better self, and they kind of it's a place where you get tested, and you're playing a lot of other good guys and a lot of other D1 caliber players. And as coming from a D3, like, I don't get to be pushed like that as much as an environment like that. So it's really just kind of pushing myself as a player and then just allowing me to grow as a player as well.
Last couple of things. I know the ceremonies are coming up here shortly. What have you worked on from a pitching standpoint with Cole and Bo? And what are the things you're trying to do to get better to take with you next spring back to Newburgh?
Really just trying to find consistency and a place where I can go out and compete in any point of the game, because I've been a starter, a mid-reliever, and a closer all summer. So trying to find that, as well as a third pitch, find a changeup for this summer, and just bring that back and be the best version of myself for George Fox.
The final thing, and that is growing up in Tigard. What was that like for you? Were you a Beaver fan, kind of, the fan of the other guys, or what?
I was a Beaver. It was more fun to watch their team, in my opinion. But my family are Cougars, so.
Okay, well, you got it all covered.
Yeah, I got it all covered. But if it was Oregon versus Oregon State, then I'm going for Oregon State. So.
Well, I knew there was a reason I liked you. I'm going to turn you loose to get with your host family. You're about to be introduced. Caleb, it's been fun watching you pitch this summer. Look forward to the postseason, and thanks for taking time. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Mike. I appreciate you.
That was indeed Caleb Debban as we get underway on a warm and beautiful late Sunday afternoon. High 80s, low OQI, and it's dropped in Bend about 90 points, too, on the AQI range. That's good news. Avery Covarrubias against the Knights right-hander, Peyton Risky, and Peyton works ahead of Avery. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Covarrubias, the erstwhile Bend Elks shortstop, starting in left field and leading off against Risky. Ben trying to salvage one of the 3. Peyton's fastball a little bit high. Avery Covarrubias leading off in left. Cole Calnon batting second at first base. Brandon Forrester hitting third at second base. Jace Miller, the cleanup hitter and designated hitter. Breaking ball in there, strike 3 call. Covarrubias looks at a good breaking pitch for the first out of this afternoon's ball game, and that'll bring Cole Calnon to the plate. Easton Talt batting 5th in center field. Vinny Salvione hitting 6th at shortstop. Johnny Elliott batting 7th and catching. Hunter Comine batting 8th in right field, and Tyler Peterson batting 9th at shortstop, with Josh Wakefield getting the start on the mound. The first pitch from Risky to Cole Calnon, a strike. Peyton back to the plate with the 0-1 fastball, and he pumps that one through as well, and is quickly ahead. No balls and 2 strikes to the right-hand hitting Cole Calnon. Risky, a quick worker to the plate. The strike 2 pitch misses down and away. For the Knights defensively, a battery of Peyton Miller and Tyler Howard. The 1-2 pitch, breaking ball up, ball 2, 2-2. Around the infield, Quinn Dufort at first base, Peyton Miller at second, Tai Yukamoto at short, Thomas Ferraggiaro at third, Kevin Takeuchi in left, Blake Wilson in center, Kaysen Concerina in right. The 2-2 fastball from Peyton, down and away, ball 3, 3-2. Peyton had some control issues against Bend last weekend. Has 1 out, nobody on, and trying to fill up the zone here against Calnon. 3-2. Cole swings and fouls it into the entry area of the ballpark. A young family about ready to walk in. The ball landed between mom and dad and one of the youngsters by about a foot, and they just walked on, oblivious to it all. The 3-2 pitch chopped foul, as I think the poet said, had somewhere to get to and sailed calmly on. About suffering, they were never wrong, the old masters, Auden on Broyhill's Icarus. Somewhere, they must have seen something amazing, a boy falling out of the sky. But the ship, which must have seen it, so the legs of the boy going into the water, the Icarus myth. But they had somewhere to get to and sailed calmly on. The 3-2 breaking ball, cued foul. The count remains 3 balls and 2 strikes. How true that is. And yeah, honestly, I just saw a family walk by, and the baseball came about a foot from hitting. They just kept walking. They didn't even know what happened. The 3-2 pitch, a ground ball to the left of Yukamoto and into center field. Base hit. Cole Calnon with a one-out single. Brandon Forrester will be the hitter. For the Knights, I mentioned the outfield from left to right. Takeuchi in left, Wilson in center, Concerina in right on a clear, gorgeous day. Yesterday was a little bit on the odd side from a weather standpoint. Kind of muggy and even at times a little overcast. But today has been glorious. First pitch fastball strike to Brandon Forrester. 0-1 the count to the switch hitter. No score, top of the first, just getting underway. Low AQIs. Mary's Peak resplendent to the west. The strike one pitch, a wild one to the backstop, jumped over by Brandon Forrester, and into second base goes Cole Calnon. 1 ball and 1 strike the count. The Knights with a magic number of 2 to clinch home field advantage in all rounds of the playoffs. 2 with the Portland Pickles, the only team left that could take the Knights out of the best overall record. But any combination of Knights win and Pickles losses adding up to 2 would give the Knights home field advantage throughout. Risky's 1-1 pitch, misses low and inside, 2 balls and a strike. Payton to the plate, outside corner to Brandon, 2-2, with Jace Miller, the designated hitter, on deck. The Knights will not play in this ballpark again until 1 week from tonight against either Portland or Ridgefield or Bend. Everybody's still in that mix. The 2-2 pitch, slap wide of third, a diving try by Ferraggiaro, but the ball goes into left field and into foul territory. Base hit, rounding second, coming in to score is Cole Calnon, and Bend gets on top early on the base hit, slapped the other way by Brandon Forrester. It's 1-0. Jace Miller, the batter. The Knights would certainly love to have the whole home field advantage situation sewn up, taken care of before getting on the ferry and going across to play at beautiful Royal Athletic Park in gorgeous Victoria, British Columbia. A tough place to play. They would just as lief get that home field advantage taken care of and not have pressure in Victoria to win one or a couple of games. So today does represent an important opportunity for the Knights, if they take care of business, to reduce their magic number to 1, regardless of what the Pickles do with Yakima Valley. A 1-0 pitch, a ground ball to Quinn Dufort. He goes to Yukamoto to second for 1, on to first for the double play. Nice job by Quinn Dufort. A 3-6-3 double play ball, one of the toughest to turn that Jace Miller grounds into. Ben does pick up a run, the wild pitch looming large. Brandon Forrester with the RBI single. We'll give you the Knights lineup when we come back in 2. Bend 1, the Knights coming up, back in 2 at Goss Stadium on the Knights live stream and Joe Radio. Bottom of the first inning, the Knights facing an early deficit, as they did in Bend 2 nights ago, when they actually fell behind 4-0 before coming back to win in a thrilling game, 9-5. But they do spot Bend a run here, and the Elks go to work with their left-hander Josh Wakefield, delivering to Thomas Ferraggiaro high for ball 1. The 1-0 pitch from the lefty misses. 2 balls and no strikes. The left-hander Josh Wakefield making his 4th start, 6th appearance. He's worked just 5 2/3, allowed 10 hits. The 2-0 pitch is low for ball 3. 3-0 the count. In those 5 2/3, 8 walks, 8 strikeouts. The lefty behind the count, 3-0 to Ferraggiaro, and delivers a 3-0 pitch, a little bit outside for ball 4. Thomas Ferraggiaro gets the Knights off to a good start on a 4-pitch walk. The tying run aboard. Tai Yukamoto will come to the plate. Tai has a look at Brooke Knight, the Knights skipper. Coaching at third, Ed Nags over at first. Yukamoto shows and takes high and away, ball 1. Wakefield has yet to throw a strike. 1-0, bottom of the first. Josh the Reaver out of Iowa Western. A River Pirate. Out of the stretch works Wakefield. The 1-0 pitch is high, ball 2, 2-0. 2 balls and no strikes. Shares the name of a character in the history of baseball. I don't have any specific anecdotes, but Dick Wakefield. The 2-0 pitch, high, ball 3. Josh Wakefield is yet to throw a strike. I have a record of an old umpire by the name of Red Smith, who worked in the 40s and 50s. Kind of went on the comedic stand-up circuit, a snap throw to first and Ferraggiaro back. Red Smith, anticipating Ron Luciano perhaps, the late, but Red Smith talked of Dick Wakefield being a humorous hitter, and the guy that it's probably an apocryphal story, but Red applied it to Dick Wakefield. The one thing I do remember about Josh's namesake, the 3-0 pitch, a strike to Yukamoto. The 3-1 pitch, grounded to second. Forrester feeds Salvione for 1, and then on to first, safe. Now, in the top of the inning, a close play. The base umpire rung up the Bend Elks here in a play that looked similarly close. Yukamoto is called safe on the fielder's choice. 4-6, 1 away. Blake Wilson, the batter. Blake flied to center field in the first. Yukamoto, always a threat to run. The left-hander stares him down. Will Woodward last night pitched pretty well, but did not control the running game. We'll see how this left-hander Josh Wakefield does in that respect. He delivers that first pitch strike to Blake Wilson. Yukamoto doesn't go. The strike 1 pitch in the turf and chased and missed. And Blake behind the count 0-2 with the Knights trailing 1-0. Red Smith told 2 Dick Wakefield stories in that old record that I think I must have purchased when I was 12 or 13, saying that Dick would come to the plate against Bob Feller. The strike 2 pitch, line down the right field line. This will get down for a base hit and go all the way to the corner. Tai Yukamoto is racing around. Brooke Knight is waving him home. Wilson heading to third. The relay to the plate is not in time. And now Blake Wilson is coming with the ball getting away from the catcher, Johnny Elliott. Wilson scores, and the Knights lead it 2-1. An RBI triple for Blake Wilson, who comes in to score on the throwing error from Brandon Forrester on the relay to the plate. And the Knights lead it 2-1 with Kevin Takeuchi, the batter. Nice piece of hitting. Hunter Comine laid out in right field, and when he didn't catch it, the ball rolled all the way to the base of the fence in the right field corner. And that meant it was a moot point whether Yukamoto would score or not. And Wilson ends up coming all the way in when the Elks do not handle the relay cleanly. The pitch to Takeuchi misses in the turf. 1 ball and 1 strike. It didn't take the Knights long to deal with the deficit. It was indeed short-lived. Takeuchi, a pop-up to right center field. Easton Talt loses his cap, stays with the baseball, makes the catch, and there are 2 down with Kaysen Consarina coming to the plate. 2-1 Knights in the bottom of the first. The apocryphal story, and they both probably are, but they're good stories in that Red Smith was trying to declare that Dick Wakefield of the Detroit Tigers was a character. Kaysen Consarina takes a strike from Josh Wakefield, 0-1 the count. Batting against Bob Feller, a pitch to the plate came in, and Wakefield turns, and Red Smith said, "Steve Reich," and Wakefield turns to Red and says, "Are you sure about that?" Red said, "Oh, yeah." Wakefield said, "Well, it sounded high to me." Rapid Robert Feller, the pitcher, whose stuff and his fastball was one of the fastest in the history of the game. The pitch by Consarina, it's fouled at the plate in the count 1-2. And the other, when Feller snapped off a breaking ball, back-to-back pitches to Dick. The strike 2 pitch swung out and missed for strike 3 to retire the side. And when the count 0-2 after back-to-back breaking balls, Dick just turned to walk away to head back to the dugout, and Red Smith says, Dick, wait, it's only 0-2. That's only 2 strikes. And Dick just said, Red says, this is a true story. Ring me up now, Red. I can't hit this stuff. Let's just call it good. I'm out. And he did. The Knights get 2. We go to the second. The Knights 2 and Bend 1 back in 90 on the Knights live stream and Joe Radio.
We want to say thank you. Thank you to our community for choosing us to connect you to many destinations, other cultures, your families, and friends. Thank you to our dedicated and professional staff for ensuring the airport experience is excellent. And thank you to local residents and businesses for making us who we are. We are proud to serve you, our region, and beyond. Together, we continue to grow and thrive. Thank you for flying local and for flying EUG.
Knights fans, looking for an amazing deal? Come down to Wilson Motors. Visit us today and get free tickets to Wilson Motors Night with the Corvallis Knights on July 24th. It's a night you won't want to miss. Exciting baseball, great company, and fantastic giveaways. While you're here, check out our wide variety of vehicles. From sleek sedans to rugged trucks, we've got something for everyone. Wilson Motors, your one-stop shop for unbeatable deals and unforgettable nights. Hurry in and score your tickets today at Wilson Motors on
Two to 1 Knights as we go to the second inning at Goss Stadium at Coleman Field. The first pitch from Peyton Risky to Easton Talt in there for a strike. 0-1 the count. Peyton back to the plate. The strike 1 fastball in there. Strike 2. No balls and 2 strikes to Easton with Vinny Salvione on deck and Johnny Elliott to follow. Peyton's strike 2 pitch. A check swing and a fastball up. The Knights getting 2 in the bottom of the first. Quinn Dufort is in the 6th hole when they come to the plate in the bottom half of the second. At first base, Kellen Siegel, the DH tonight, hitting 7th. Tyler Howard, the catcher, hitting 8th. Peyton Miller batting 9th at second base. And here in the top of the second inning, right-hander Peyton Risky delivers to Easton Talt, who fouls it to the left and out of play. 1 ball and 2 strikes the count. Breaking ball in there, strike 3 called. Excellent pitch to Easton Talt. Slider through the back door on the outer edge. Excellent pitch by Peyton. His second strikeout. And Vinny Salvione will be the hitter. Salvione, the right-hand hitting shortstop out of Milwaukee, Oregon, and the University of Portland. Takes high and inside, ball one. The Knights leave at 4 a.m. tomorrow. 4 a.m. The 1-0 pitch, a ground ball to the hole at short. Backhanded by Yukamoto. Fires a strike to Quinn Dufort at first for the second out. Johnny Elliott, the batter. A long and challenging trip to end the regular season on. Again, part of the reason the Knights are hopeful they can take care of business, reduce the magic number to 1, and maybe even with a little help from Yakima Valley. That ball game getting underway at 6:05 at beautiful Walker Stadium at Lentz Park. If the Knights win and Yakima Valley wins, then the Knights are going to be the team with the home field advantage in all 3 rounds of the playoffs. They'd love to settle it tonight before getting on that ferry and that long trip to Victoria. The first pitch to Johnny Elliott, missing from Peyton Risky. Peyton comes back and hits the inside corner knee high. 1-1 to the right-hand hitting catcher Johnny Elliott. He swings and hooks one foul down the left field line. The count 1-2. Johnny from Newport Beach in Orange County, heading into the city to play for the USC Trojans. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Johnny, 2 down, nobody on. Peyton Risky out of Utah delivers. Fastball hit foul into Urchin Alley to the right. Good pitch. Peyton coming up and in on the right-hand hitting catcher. Johnny did a good job to fight it off. Hunter Comine on deck. 2-1 Knights in the second. 1-2 breaking ball, tap foul at the plate. The count remains 1 ball and 2 strikes. The Knights will play in Victoria Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. We'll be picking up the Harbor Cats live stream for those 3 games. Then a couple of days off, and that'll be welcome after the long journey back from Vancouver Island. The pitch missing down and away, ball 2, 2-2. Thursday and Friday off. The playoffs will begin on the road Saturday somewhere, and we'll be back here a week from tonight. The 2-2 pitch, a breaking ball looped to the left side. Moving over is the Knights' second baseman, Peyton Miller, to catch it. And it's a 1-2-3 inning for Peyton Risky. We are through 1.5 on the regular season home finale. The Knights 2 and Bend 1 back in 90 on the Knights live stream and Joe Radio. Bottom of the second inning, 2-1 Knights. It's not only Fan Appreciation Day with a lot of prizes being given away via free raffle tickets between innings, but also Host Family Day And all of the host families for the Corvallis Knights this summer were introduced along with the players before the game. I will try to enumerate them as we go. Quinn Dufort takes a first pitch strike. 0-1 the count to Quinn. The strike one pitch to the backstop from Josh Wakefield. 1 ball and 1 strike the count. Don and Linda Amito hosting Kai Hoskinson. Inga and Barry Anderson Baggett hosted Peyton Miller. Robin and Darrell Baker hosting Caden Siegel. Dufort a 2-hopper to the shortstop, Vinny Salvion. He fields and throws out Quinn, teammate to be at the University of Portland. 1 away, and Kellen Siegel, the designated hitter, coming up. Linda Barcher hosted Jackson Flora when Jackson was here. Toby and Debbie Blasquez hosted C.J. Collier. Dave and Tracy Boker, Houston Wheeler, and Ty Yukamoto. Really enjoyed visiting with Chase Gomez, good friends with the Bokers. Chase joined me last night on our live stream. The first pitch in there for a strike to Kellen. 2-1 Knights, bottom of the second. The strike one pitch missing to Kellen, and the count 1 ball and 1 strike with 1 out, nobody on. The left-hander Josh Wakefield to the plate. Good fastball, swung out and missed. The count 1-2. Rob and Manai Braun hosting Thomas Ferragaro. Charlie and Marcia Gilson hosting Derek Bukite, the Knights' director of operations. Kellen takes a fastball up and away, 2-2 the count. Wade and Lori Haslam hosting Garen Rizzo. Ian and Marie Jennings hosting Cohen Gomez. Lucas Casey was hosted by Karina Jimenez. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Wakefield delivers. Fastball to Kellen. Swung out and missed. Strike 3. 2 down. 2 outs, nobody on. 2-1 Knights in the bottom of the second. Our pregame show guest, Caleb Debin, his host parents were not able to make it in the end, actually, Matt and Brittany Kennedy, but Caleb spoke very highly of his experience and the generosity of the Kennedy family and Matt and Brittany. Joe and Nancy Klopfenstein hosting Kevin Takeuchi. First pitch from Josh Wakefield to Tyler Howard, 2 outs, nobody on. Misses high, ball 1. Kyle Lee, an MLB intern, hosted by Brad and Kerry Longman. Luke Lavin, hosted by Bill and Carmen Martin. The 1-0 pitch missing for ball 2 to Tyler Howard. 2 balls and no strikes. Todd and Camille Palmer hosting Coulter McAnally. The 2-0 pitch missing for ball 3 to Tyler. 3 balls and no strikes. Tyler Howard was hosted by Jennifer and Alan Thornhill. No relation to Roger, I don't think. The 3-0 pitch down the middle for a strike, and the count 3-1. Ed Nags, Knights associate head coach, along with Matt Goebel when he was here, hosted by Kim and Brad Nichols. Russ and Cindy Peterson hosted Sean Weiss and Paul Vasquez when Paul was with the club. The 3-1 pitch to Tyler misses for ball 4. 2-out walk. Peyton Miller will be the batter. Kristen and Scott Ramsey hosted Knights intern Devontae Shannon. Peyton Risky, tonight's starting pitcher, along with his teammate from Utah, Branson Keel, have been hosted this summer by Kristen and Brandon Schmieder. Blake Wilson, hosted by Keith and Vicky Taylor. Tyler Howard gets his lead, held on by Cole Calnon. The pitch to the Knights, Peyton Miller, is hit right at Calnon. And Calnon receives right at the bag and steps on the bag to retire the side. We'll finish our enumeration when we go to the third. For the Knights in the second, no runs, no hits, and 1 left. At the end of 2, the Knights 2 and Bend 1, back in 90 on the Knights live stream and Joe Radio.
News that you can trust. Subscribe to the Gazette-Times, your go-to source for in-depth journalism and breaking news. From local stories that impact your community to consistent updates to your Beavers and Knights, the Gazette-Times has it all. For only $1 for 3 months, enjoy unlimited access to our e-edition, unlimited articles on GazetteTimes.com and our mobile app, and free access to newspapers.com archives. Subscribe today and join the Gazette-Times community, where Knights fans looking for an amazing deal? Come down to Wilson Motors. Visit us today and get free tickets to Wilson Motors Night with the Corvallis Knights on July 24th. It's a night you won't want to miss. Exciting baseball, great company, and fantastic giveaways. While you're here, check out our wide variety of vehicles. From sleek sedans to rugged trucks, we've got something for everyone. Wilson Motors, your one-stop shop for unbeatable deals and unforgettable nights. Hurry in and score your tickets today at Wilson Motors on
Top of the third inning at Goss Stadium at Coleman Field. The Knights leading the Bend Elks by a score of 2-1. Peyton Risky a 1-2-3 inning last inning after getting touched for a run in the first. Hunter Comine takes Risky's fastball high and inside, ball one. 1-0. Peyton's 1-0 pitch. That misses high and inside for ball two. 2 balls and no strikes to Hunter Comine. Risky's fastball down the middle. 2-1 the count. Hunter Comine, Tyler Peterson, and the top of the order, and Avery Covarrubias. The 2-1 pitch is low, ball 3. 3-1 to Hunter. Tyler Peterson next. Peyton back to the plate, ball 4. A leadoff walk, and the batter will be Tyler Peterson. Finishing our enumeration of the host families and our tremendous appreciation for all that they do, and our thanks to all of them. That I know Caleb Devon spoke for all of his teammates in expressing his thankfulness to his host family, Matt and Brittany Kennedy. Peyton's first pitch missing high to Tyler Peterson, ball 1. The tying run at first, nobody out. Top of the second for Ben. Gabe Hernandez was hosted by Kyle and Amy Williams. Bob and Amber Bending hosted Grant Clevenger and had an unforgettable trip to see Garrett Clevenger pitch in the big leagues in Kansas City earlier this summer. The pitch to Tyler Peterson, lifted to left field. And right there to make the catch is Kevin Takeuchi. One away, and Avery Covarrubias will be the hitter. He struck out looking to open the game. Darren and Margot Kossoff, and they hosted Travis Pizzana in his memorable summer in 2021, and have forged a lifelong friendship with Gary and Jenny Pizzana, Travis's folks, and they have been very generous hosts through these summers. Darren and Margot hosted Mason Goodson and Zach Johnson. Kaysen Conserina was also in the home with Grant Clevenger in the Bob and Amber Bending home. The 1-0 pitch to Covarrubias misses high for ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes. 2-1 Knights, top of the third inning. Hunter Comine held on at first by Quinn Dufort. Fastball chopped foul in front of the Knights dugout to even the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Zach Johnson on the club now, replacing Mason Goodson in the Darren and Margot Kossoff home. Robert and Marcy Thornburg hosting Branson Keel. A throw to first base, back to the bag goes Comine. And Will and Albie Weiss hosting Tyner Horn. 2 balls and 1 strike the count. Risky delivers low, ball 3. 3-1 to Covarrubias. Pretty big pitch right here in the overall scheme for this start for Risky. He had some control issues against Bend last week, and He's issued a walk here in the inning. He throws over to first. Back to the bag goes Comine, and he's behind now 3-1 to Covarrubias. Peyton is making his 9th start this summer, 33 1/3 innings, 39 hits, 14 walks with 25 strikeouts. The 3-1 pitch is swung on and missed, and Peyton with the pitch count elevating and showing a little bit of command issues. Also, not wanting to work him too hard with the playoffs looming. Some activity will begin in the bullpen back of Peyton now. 3-2 the count to Covarrubias. Risky delivers, and it's stroked to center field. Base hit. Hunter Comine will stop at second. An off-speed pitch, it kind of hung up for Covarrubias, and he was able to get the barrel to it, take it back up the middle. 2 on, 1 out, and Cole Calnon will be the batter. Calnon will step in with the tying run at second base here in the top of the third. Hunter Comine, the runner at second, seemed to be signaling something to Cole Calnon. Not exactly sure what it was, and it may have nothing to do with trying to communicate something to his hitter, but he was definitely signaling something with his hands, his right hand, as Comine gets his lead from second. The first pitch swung on and missed, and now the runners go. Howard throws down to third, and he is out from here to Philomath. Hunter Comine, perhaps signaling his intentions. I have no idea what he was wiggling his fingers for, but Tyler Howard may have noted, and it might have, hey, take a pitch for me because I'm on the move. Well, the pitch was taken. The count goes to 1-1, and Tyler Howard throws out the lead runner on the caught stealing 2-5. 2 down, into second base goes Covarrubias. The 1-1 breaking ball from Peyton Risky to Calnon misses high and inside. 2 balls and a strike. Cole attending Northwest Nazarene University. He's from Earl Averill country, Snohomish. The 2-1 pitch hit foul towards Dixon Reck and on top of the roof to our right. The count even up, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Earl Averill the elder hit the line drive off Dizzy's toe in the 37 All-Star game. His son played baseball down the road. 2 balls and 2 strikes. The pitch to Calnon misses a little bit high and inside, ball 3. Earl Averill Jr., very good player, and got to the big leagues as well. Not quite as strong a hitter as the old man. Three balls, 2 strikes, 2 down, 2-1 Knights in the third. There goes the runner, Covarrubias, on the 3-2 pitch, a fly ball into shallow left center field. Blake Wilson finds it. It appeared as though Kevin Takeuchi was having a little trouble doing so, but Blake Wilson takes care of business. And in spite of a mild threat with 2 on and 1 out, some good work by Tyler Howard and the Knights defensively. Peyton Risky puts up another 0. We go to the bottom of the third in this home regular season finale. It's the Corvallis Knights 2 and the Bend Elks 1 back in 90 on the Knights live stream and Joe Radio. with our Benton County Schools Credit Union junior announcer announcing the name. Really good voice, clear, having a good time. But he was announcing as Ferraggiaro stepped in. And Terry Granillo said, better step out of the box and let Josh Wakefield work without, and as well as Ferraggiaro work without that distraction. The first pitch from Wakefield to Thomas misses. The 1-0 pitch in there for a strike. Thomas walked on 4 pitches in the bottom of the first with the Knights trailing 1-0. Came in to score the tying run on the triple by Blake Wilson. Wilson scored when Ben mishandled the relay to the plate in attempting to throw out Ferraggiaro, or Tai Yukamoto, pardon me. Ferraggiaro swings at the 1-2 pitch, and down he goes. Ferraggiaro ended up being forced at second, and it was Yukamoto who scored on the triple by Blake Wilson. Blake scored on the throw-in error. One away, and Tai Yukamoto, the hitter. Tai aboard on a fielder's choice on a very close play in the first inning, and then scored on the ensuing triple by Blake Wilson. The left-hander Wakefield to the left-hand hitting Yukamoto. Tai takes a strike. 0-1 the count. The Knights starting this second half game and the final home game of the regular season with a record in the second half of 16-7. A game and a half back of front-running Ridgefield at 20-5. The Pickles in second place, a half a game back at 19-6. The strike 2 pitch to Yukamoto misses a little bit high, ball 1-2. Ben starting the night at 14-9, 3.5 back, but the Elks will be in the playoffs. Yukamoto swings and misses, strike 3, back-to-back strikeouts to open the bottom of the third for Josh Wakefield. 4 strikeouts in the ballgame for Josh. And with 2 down and nobody on, Blake Wilson, the batter. Blake sliced a triple down the right field line to score Tai Yukamoto from first base, and Blake himself scored on the aforementioned relay difficulty. Blake takes high from Josh Wakefield here. 1 ball and no strikes with 2 down and nobody on in the bottom of the third inning. The Knights leading 2-1. The 1-0 pitch, Blake takes a 58-footer, ball 2. Overall, only a team from the South can emerge with the best record. No one in the North can. Wenatchee has the best overall record in the North at 33-17. The 2-0 pitch missing high. The Knights starting the night at 38-12 and cannot be caught, therefore, with 4 games to play. The Pickles at 36-14, 2 back of the Knights. Blake Wilson takes a 3-0 pitch for a strike and the count 3-1, but that 2-game deficit is essentially 3 because the Knights have the tiebreaker should they end up in a tie. The 3-1 pitch to Blake misses for ball 4, a 2-out walk, and Kevin Takeuchi the batter. The Bend Elks are 30-20 overall. The Ridgefield Raptors at 30-21. A clear-cut 1 through 4 in the South. The North is not quite as clear-cut with the 4 teams. There are still some teams kind of jockeying for a 4th spot there. But the 4 teams that will be in the playoffs in the South, 2 of them right here, and they could meet again next weekend. First pitch to Kevin Takeuchi misses low and inside, ball 1-0. The Knights, the Pickles, the Elks, and the Raptors will all represent beginning Saturday in the divisional playoff series. Wilson goes. The pitch is a strike. The throw to second, not in time. The Knights had 10 stolen bases in last night's victory. They pick up another one here. And the Knights with their 114th steal of the summer. Blake Wilson, 15 for 17 in that category. The 1-1 pitch in there for a strike to the Knights' leading RBI man, and Kevin Takeuchi sitting with 40, looking for number 41 with Blake Wilson at second, 2 down. The Knights leading 2-1 in the bottom of the third. Wakefield delivers in the turf, ball 2. With every stolen base, our friends at Pape Material Handling, along with the Knights, make a contribution totaling $30 to Community Outreach, Inc., helping people lead productive and healthy lives. COI, Community Outreach, Inc., another $30 in their coffers thanks to the stolen base by Blake Wilson, who gets his lead from second with 2 down. The 2-2 pitch to Takeuchi. Good slider. Swung on and missed. Strike 3, and Wakefield strikes out the side. The Knights are gone. They leave Wilson at second. We are through 3 in the regular season home finale. The Knights 2 and Bend 1 back in 90. And we have a 0 sum up, 0 runs and 0 hits in the era of 0 that we are all grateful to live in. At the end of 3, the Knights 2 and the Bend Elks 1 back in 90 on the Knights live stream and Joe Radio.
At Eugene Airport, we want to say thank you. Thank you to our community for choosing us to connect you to many destinations, other cultures, your families, and friends. Thank you to our dedicated and professional staff for ensuring the airport experience is excellent. And thank you to local residents and businesses for making us who we are. We are proud to serve you, our region, and beyond. Together, we continue to grow and thrive. Thank you for flying local and for flying EUG.
Through 3 innings at Goss Stadium at Coleman Field, the Knights 2 runs, 1 hit, and no errors. Bend 1 run, 3 hits, and 1 errors. Peyton Risky missing on the first pitch to Brandon Forrester. Comes back to the Aggie, swung on and missed. Now the 1-1 pitch rolled foul down the first baseline. 1-2 to the switch hitting Brandon Forrester. Moving on through the portal and landing in Las Cruces at New Mexico State. Wish him the best there. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Risky delivers, slapped, foul. Down the third baseline. Brandon Forrester went that direction in the first inning, slapping a base hit fair past the diving attempt of Thomas Ferraggiaro to drive in Ben's run. Cole Calnon scored it. The Knights came back with 2 in the bottom of the first. We're in the fourth. 2-1. The Knights seeking to sweep this series. They swept 3 early, lost 2 of 3 in the middle, and now trying to end on a sweep in the end of the home schedule. The 2-2 pitch to Brandon Forrester taken, strike 3 called. Forrester strikes out looking. 3 strikeouts for Peyton Risky, and all 3 of them have been called thirds. Jace Miller grounded into a 3-6-3 double play ball in the first inning. Peyton Risky and Tyler Howard, the Knights' battery. Peyton to the plate. Fastball grounded to second. Peyton Miller up with it and throws to first for out number 2. First pitch out on Miller. 2 down in the fourth. Easton Tolt, the batter. Around the infield, Quinn Dufort at first. Peyton Miller at second. Tai Yukamoto at short. Thomas Ferraggiaro at third. With Kevin Takeuchi in left, Blake Wilson in center, Kason Consarinia in right. Easton Tolt caught looking in the second. Peyton to the plate. Fastball just outside. Ball 1, 1-0. Breeze is picking up a little bit, blowing out towards left center. Peyton Risky's 1-0 breaking ball in there for a strike. 1-1 to Tall. Very pleasant conditions. The 1-1 breaking ball just misses in the count 2-1. I don't know if we hit 90. That was what we were expecting for a high today. I know at one point I looked at 88 in the car. The 2-1 fastball in there for a strike. Good pitch from Peyton. The count 2-2. And I don't have the exact number of the AQI. I was so glad to see it drop some 90 points in Bend. We were there a couple of nights ago, 122, and it looked like it was around 32 when I checked earlier today. Good news, a little break from all of the fires in Central Oregon, at least in Bend in terms of the air quality. Talt takes inside, ball 3, 3-2. Risky delivers, lifted foul, Waldo away and out of play. Mary's Peak is usually in my barometer about our air, and Mary's looked touchable at certain points that I just could reach out. It's right there, clear, clean as ever. The 3-2 pitch on the way. Talt pops one foul towards the Omaha room and will carry on top of the roof. I'm just going to check and see where we are now. It has felt like a good, clear, clean day. Not quite Candida, where the air is fresh and clean, and Tony Orlando and Dawn sang memorably. But it is, I just checked, it's 16. That's a good low number for this time of year. The pitch to Easton Talt is high for ball 4. Nice job by Easton working the 2-out walk. He represents the tying run at first base, and he represents one of the best base runners in the West Coast League. Easton Talt is 23 of 27 in stolen bases. Peyton to the plate, hit foul, back of the plate and out of play. And again, youngsters just walking somewhat obliviously about suffering they were never wrong, the old masters. It's a great piece by Auden. Can't remember the title of the poem, but that's the first line. And if you just type that in, about suffering they were never wrong, the old masters, read the poem, you'll be edified. It's good, really good, by one of the great poets of the 20th century, Auden, A-U-D-E-N. Wrote some great stuff in a time period, particularly, too. September 1st, 1939 is amazing. Pitch missing high and inside, the count 1-1 to Vinny Salvione, who grounded to short in the second. The 1-1 fastball, swung on and missed. Good pitch by Peyton Risky, above the belt. Tough fastball, that high heat, hard to handle. And the count goes to 1-2 strikes to Vinny Salvione, who grounded to short in his first at-bat. We're in the fourth, 2-1 Knights. A throw to first. And Easton Talt was a step and a half off the bag. Easton was picked off on Friday night by Ty Horn at Vince Guenna Stadium. The next time Easton got on, his lead was about 1.5 inches, and it's pretty small here now, too. The 1-2 pitch, missing high and inside. 2 balls and 2 strikes with 2 outs. But Easton could change things up here and suddenly get an aggressive lead and go. 23 bags on the year. Continues to be a conservative lead. The 2-2 pitch to Salvione is high and away. Ball 3, 3-2. Well, that takes the fun out of it and the mystery as well, in that Talt will be running with the pitch. Quinn Dufort will play behind Easton. 3-2, 2 down, 2-1 Knights in the fourth. Talt goes, and the 3-2 pitch is high and away. Ball 4. Back-to-back walks issued after 2 quick outs by Knights right-hander Peyton Risky, and Cole Stringer will head out to the mound and try to help Peyton get back in a better groove here. 3 walks issued by Peyton. A wild pitch played significantly in the first inning, and that without the wild pitch, Peyton would have gotten out of the inning without a run. And so Cole Stringer is out there hoping to try to help Peyton get the third out here in the fourth. There was some activity in the bullpen early when Peyton appeared to be showing a little bit of issue with his command. Looked as though he started to settle in a little bit, but with 2 outs, back-to-back walks. Johnny Elliott, the batter. Home plate umpire Jim Courtney out to break up the meeting. Terry Granillo, the umpire on the bases. Johnny Elliott, the hitter. A good name. I like the sound of the name. He sounds to me kind of like he should be in a film noir from the 40s. That's the kind of character you. Swinging bunt, foul. Tyler Howard pouncing on the ball, but it was in the batter's box on the left side. Through to first, foul ball, no balls and a strike. Doesn't that sound a little bit like a character Robert Mitchum or Lancaster in his the early part of his career would play? Who's that guy? Oh, that's Johnny Elliott. It just sounds film noir from 47-ish. Good name. The strike one pitch. Elliott. Blast one to deep left field, on its way and gone. It's a good name, a good swing, and a Bend Elks lead on a 3-run home run. Who's that guy? Well, that's Johnny Elliott. A 3-run home run, and the walks just absolutely destructive in the overall scheme of things. 2 outs and back-to-back walks and a 3-run home run for Johnny Elliott, and that's all for Peyton Riskey. With Bend regaining the lead at 4-2. And part of the problem with walks is one can become wild in the strike zone. You don't want to walk another guy. You don't want to walk somebody else again, so you make a pitch a little bit too hittable. Peyton Riskey has been very good this summer for the Corvallis Knights. Command issues with his control the last couple of outings have manifested themselves. It hurt him last week, and it does so here at home. A 3-run home run for slugging Johnny Elliott to give the Bend Elks the lead back. We'll have a pitching change. Johnny Elliott smashing his first home run of the summer. We'll be back in 2 with C.J. Collier loosening up. A pitching change, 4-2 Bend in the fourth. Back in 2 on the Knights live stream and Joe Radio. A 3-run home run for Johnny Elliott, giving Bend a 4-2 lead. Chases Peyton Riskey. Hunter Comine faces C.J. Collier. The first pitch from C.J. missing high. Collier delivers and misses ball 2. His 11th appearance, 13 innings, 3 hits, 11 walks, 11 strikeouts. The 2-0 pitch, a strike. The count 2-1 to Hunter Comine, who drew a walk against night starter Peyton Risky. The 2-1 pitch hit foul to the right and out of play. That evens matters at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Peyton Risky appeared to be cruising here early in the 4th. 2 quick outs, then 2 walks, then a 3-run homer. Collier settles the inning with a 2-2 fastball, swung on and missed, strike 3 by Comine, but big damage done on Big Johnny Elliott with a 3-run home run to give the Elks the lead back. At the end of 3.5, Bend 4 and the Knights 2. Back in 90 on the Knights live stream and Joe Radio. The Bend Elks take a 4-2 lead into the bottom of the 4th inning. Johnny Elliott with a 3-run home run. The first pitch now from the left-hander Josh Wakefield, received by Johnny, misses for ball 1. Wakefield comes back and delivers a strike to Kaysen Consarina. The 1-1 breaking ball, a ground ball to third. Tyler Peterson fields and throws out Consarina. 1 away in the bottom of the 4th. Quinn Dufort, who grounded to short in the 2nd, will come to the plate.
Now batting your first baseman from the University of Portland, number 22, Quinn Dufort.
All 3 games, as I mentioned, will be carried on 1240 Joe Radio and the YouTube channel via Victoria tomorrow, Tuesday, and Wednesday. The pitch to Dufort, a grounder to second. Brandon Forrester throws to first. And Josh Wakefield, after giving up 2 runs in the first inning, settling in nicely, has a 2-run lead. He has 2 outs and nobody on in the bottom of the 4th, and Kellen Siegel will be the hitter. But it is nice to know that we are not done with Knights baseball in this beautiful ballpark. We'll see you here for at least one more a week from tonight. Kellen swings at a 1-0 pitch, a fly ball to right center field. Hunter Comine moves over a few steps and grabs it on the move in medium depth right field. And Josh Wakefield punctuates the strong 4th inning by retiring the Knights in order in the bottom half. We go to the 5th, Bend 4, the Knights 2, back in 90 on the Knights live stream and Joe Radio.
Looking for the latest news that you can trust? Subscribe to the Gazette Times, your go-to source for in-depth journalism and breaking news. From local stories that impact your community to consistent updates to your Beavers and Knights, the Gazette Times has it all. For only $1 for 3 months, enjoy unlimited access to our e-edition, unlimited articles on GazetteTimes.com and our mobile app, and free access to newspapers.com archives. Subscribe today and join the Gazette Times community.
Tyler Peterson, then back to the top of the order for Bend, and Avery Covarrubias, followed by Cole Calnon, the scheduled hitters for the Bend Elks in the top of the 5th inning, with Bend leading 4-2. Johnny Elliott, a 3-run home run with 2 outs last inning to give Bend the lead back. The Elks led early 1-0. The Knights with 2 in the bottom of the first, but Josh Wakefield has settled in, put up zeros in the last 3 innings. C.J. Collier starts Tyler Peterson with a strike. The 0-1 pitch, C.J. delivers, swung on and fouled away. 0-2 the count. C.J. getting ready to head to Utah Valley at season's end. Congratulations to a guy who's been a force for the Knights as a two-way player all summer. The strike 2 pitch missing to Tyler. 1-2 to Peterson, the shortstop today for the Bend Elks, flied to left field in his first at-bat. Collier back to the plate, fastball up, ball 2, 2-2. Avery Covarrubias waits his turn, the left-hand hitting Peterson. Swings and hits another fly ball towards the left fielder, Kevin Takeuchi. Kevin is there to put it away. 1 away. Avery Covarrubias, the batter. A lot of moving parts in that name, and I've noticed that I've stumbled several times over the Avery Covarrubias, the B's and the V's, juxtaposed a little too closely. At least that's my story, and I'm sticking with it. Avery Covarrubias swings at the first pitch and grounds it past Johnny Kemp. No balls and 1 strike the count. Top of the 5th inning, 4-2 Bend. Luke Lavin getting the day off, chases the baseball down under the bright sun in this early Sunday evening. Gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous day. The strike 1 pitch from C.J. Collier, a ground ball by the mound to the Knights second baseman Peyton Miller. Backhands and throws to first to get Covarrubias. 2 down, Cole Calnon, the hitter. Cole with a base hit to center field in the first. Ended up scoring the Bend Elks' first run. Flied to center in the third. For replacement glass or new vinyl windows in your home, call Smith Glass, located in Corvallis and Albany. First pitch strike to Cole Calnon. Smith Glass is a leading residential and commercial glass service for the Mid-Valley and a longtime partner of the Corvallis Knights. Smith Glass on the cutting edge since 1945. The pitch missing outside, 1-1 the count, 2 down, nobody on. Calnon takes a fastball a little low, ball 2. 2-1. 4-2 Bend, top of the 5th inning. The Elks trying to salvage one of the 3. Chopper 2, Johnny Kemp, in and out of Coach Kemp's hands in the third base coaching box. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Cole Calnon. Collier ready, the 2-2 pitch, down and away, ball 3, 3-2. CJ back to the plate, a 3-2 pitcher, grounded to short, backhanded by Yukamoto. Straightens up and fires to first to retire Calnon, and it's a quick, efficient 1-2-3 inning for Collier, who's faced 4 and retired 4. We go to the bottom of the 5th in this regular season home finale. Ben 4, the Knights 2. Back in 90 on the Knights live stream and Joe Radio. Four to two Bend, bottom of the 5th inning. Tyler Howard, who walked in the 2nd, takes the first pitch from Josh Wakefield high and away. Josh back to the plate and delivers a strike. 1-1 the count. Tyler Howard, Peyton Miller, then back to the top of the order, and Thomas Ferragaro, the 1-1 pitch, chopped foul over Brook Knight's head in the third base box. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Tyler. Wakefield working quickly. Comes low and inside to Tyler Howard. Ball 2. 2-2. Wakefield back to the plate with a 2-2 pitch. A check swing in the turf on appeal. No swing, says Terry Granillo. And the count goes full 3-2. The 3-2 pitch to Tyler Howard got him swinging. He just missed moments ago on the appeal, but comes back and gets his man anyway. 1 away. Peyton Miller, the batter. 6 strikeouts for Josh Wakefield. And that brings Peyton up, who grounded to first base in his first at-bat. Wakefield delivers a good fastball for a strike. 0-1 the count. Peyton was showing bunt, took the pitch. Wakefield on his way to Grand Canyon University out of Iowa Western. The strike 1 pitch just inside. 1 ball and 1 strike the count. He has pitched well. A little trouble in the first, but has settled in. The Knights with just 1 hit. It was a Blake Wilson triple in the first inning. Blake scored on a botched relay. And the Knights took a 2-1 lead, but is now 4-2 Bend in the 5th. The 2-1 pitch, a blooper into shallow right field. It'll drop for a base hit for Peyton Miller. Hunter Comine gathers the ball near the foul line in shallow right. Peyton is aboard, representing the tying run for Thomas Ferragaro, coming to the plate. Thomas walked in the bottom of the first inning. He struck out in the 3rd. We're in the 5th. 4-2, the Bend Elks in front. Miller held on by Cole Calnon. The pitch to Ferragaro blasted to deep left field. Back on the ball goes Avery Covarrubias to make the catch. banging into the Wilson Motor sign out and left. Good play by a guy who we've seen mostly at shortstop, but showed his ability to read a ball stung off the bat of Ferragero and making a tough catch up against the wall and left for the second out of the inning. Tai Yukamoto, the hitter. Tai beat out a would-be double play ball by a whisker and then ended up scoring on the Blake Wilson triple in his first at-bat. Struck out in the third. He takes low here from the left-hander Josh Wakefield. 1 ball and no strikes the count. Tai awaits the southpaw Wakefield, who got him swinging in their last encounter. The pitch missing inside to Tai, ball 2. Blake Wilson on deck. The Knights with just 2 base hits. Peyton Miller dunking one into right field. They've both been opposite field hits. Wakefield from the stretch stares down Peyton Miller, comes to the plate to Yukamoto. The ball pops in and out of the mitt of Johnny Elliott, heading into second base. On a wild pitch is Peyton Miller, representing the tying run. Good secondary lead by Peyton. And when he saw the opportunity, he was ready to go. The old professor, Casey Stengel, it was not a drill that Yankee players appreciated, but even the Yankees had to go through the paces. Time called Johnny Elliott out to talk to Josh Wakefield. Casey would make all of his Yankee position players, non-catchers, don catcher's gear in spring training and throw pitches in the dirt, simulate pitches in the dirt at them. And the whole point of it was to get his base runners to understand, you see how hard it is for catchers to gather baseballs? You need to have good, aggressive secondary leads and pick up bases whenever possible. 3-0 to Yukamoto. Fastball in there for a strike. Tai had tossed the bat away and I think kind of says, my bad, and apologizes to Jim Courtney. Steps back in. He was ready to head down to first. The count now 3-1. Peyton Miller, the tying run at second. 3 balls and a strike, 2 down. Pardon me, the tying run is at the plate. It's 4-2, Ben. Yukamoto now does take ball 4 and puts a little more distance on the toss of the bat before heading down to first. Now the tying runs are on base for Blake Wilson. Blake tripled and scored in the first inning, drew a walk in the third. Pitching coach Wes Harper out for a conversation with Josh Wakefield, who since that first inning has been pitching a gem of a ball game. There's no one throwing behind him in the Bend Elks bullpen. Bend will come home to 3 games with Wenatchee at Vince Guenna Stadium Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. They will have Friday off before beginning their first participation in the postseason since 2015. The last time Bend was in the playoffs, they won the West Coast League Championship, getting through the Corvallis Knights in the first round to do so. The Knights have won every league title since. Bend leads here 4-2 in the bottom of the 5th. Blake Wilson, the hitter. Left-hander Josh Wakefield out of the stretch, glances back at Peyton Miller, comes to Blake Wilson, who takes low, ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes. The Knights in Victoria tomorrow, Tuesday, and Wednesday. The long travel back. And 2 days off for the Knights, Thursday and Friday before the playoffs begin. But that is only right, accommodating the long and arduous travel coming back from beautiful Victoria. The 1-0 pitch in there for a strike to Blake Wilson. 2 on, 2 out, bottom of the 5th, 4-2 Elks. 1-1 to Blake. The pitch to Blake, he tried to check his swing, but went around on appeal. Swing, says the base umpire. I was saying it before the appeal was even requested. Terry Granillo does indeed say strike. The count goes to 1-2 to Blake Wilson. looking for another run batted in. He had one in the first inning, trying to get the Knights closer. 4-2 Bend, bottom of the fifth. The 1-2 pitch in the turf. Good block by Johnny Elliott. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Boy, can you imagine the Yankee players having to do that? They must have hated Old Case. Not this drill again. We know. It's tough for catchers to catch ball, but he would make his guys do it just to convince them, look, pick up 90 feet wherever possible. Those were station-to-station Yankees teams too, but Old Case was always looking for the edge. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 on, 2 out. A 2-run deficit for the Knights. Blake Wilson, a fly ball to right field. Hunter Comine comes in to catch it, and the inning is over. For the Knights in the fifth, no runs, a hit, 2 left. We go to the sixth. It's still Bend 4 and the Knights 2. And we'll be back in 90 on the Knights live stream and Joe Radio.
We want to say thank you. Thank you to our community for choosing us to connect you to many destinations, other cultures, your families, and friends. Thank you to our dedicated and professional staff for ensuring the airport experience is excellent. And thank you to local residents and businesses for making us who we are. We are proud to serve you, our region, and beyond. Together, we continue to grow and thrive. Thank you for flying local and for flying EUG.
News that you can trust. Subscribe to the Gazette Times, your go-to source for in-depth journalism and breaking news. From local stories that impact your community to consistent updates to your Beavers and Knights, the Gazette Times has it all. For only $1 for 3 months, enjoy unlimited access to our e-edition, unlimited articles on GazetteTimes.com and our mobile app, and free access to newspapers.com archives. Subscribe today and join the Gazette Times community.
Leading off the inning for the Elks, number 7, Brandon Forrester.
To the sixth inning at Goss Stadium of Coleman Field, Brandon Forrester, Jace Miller, and Easton Tolt, the scheduled hitters against C.J. Collier, who came on for Peyton Risky, has retired all 4 Bend Elks hitters he's faced. Forrester swings and grounds one to the left of Peyton Miller, who slides into it from the hole, a step or 2 in shallow right, and throws out Forrester. Good play. 1 away on the first pitch of the sixth inning. 5 in a row set down by C.J. Collier. And Jace Miller, the designated hitter, to the plate. Jace is grounded into a double play and made a first pitch out in the fourth. Peyton Risky struck out Brandon Forrester looking, got Jace Miller to ground out. 2 outs, nobody on. The Knights leading 2-1 at the time. And then, as the great man said, things happened. Back-to-back walks and a 3-run homer happened. Johnny Elliott giving Bend a 4-2 lead. Jace takes a strike. The 0-1 breaking ball from C.J. misses, and the count 1-1. The 1-1 pitch, fastball in there. Strike 2. 1-2 to Jace Miller. C.J. Collier back to the plate. 1-2 pitch is lined down the right field line. A fair ball heading to the corner. Kaysen Concerina chasing the ball down. Miller will content himself with a 1-out double. Good piece of hitting, taking it the other way. Jace Miller out of South Medford High School and the University of Portland. Jace grew up in Klamath Falls, although he ended up going to South Medford. And he said he's felt at home all summer in Bend, growing up just down the road. C.J. Collier delivers to Easton Tolt, and Easton swings at the first pitch and fouls it back. 0-1 the count. Easton did a nice job drawing a 2-out walk in the fourth. That opened the door for the 3-run home run ultimately later in the inning for Johnny Elliott. 4-2 Bend in the sixth. CJ to the plate. A change misses up and away. Some activity will begin back of CJ Collier in the Knights bullpen. It looks as though Guerin Rizzo has been dispatched with others, but I have a feeling it'll be Guerin up first. A 1-out double for Jace Miller gets his lead. The pitch to Tolt pulled foul outside of first and heading toward the hitting cages under KC corner in the right field corner. 1-2 to Easton. Vinny Salvione on deck. We'll check on former Knights and Beavers compliments of Brooks Hatch here in a moment. Brooks said to me, "It was a good day for our guys." And we'll see if indeed Brooks is right. The 1-2 changeup, swung on and missed, strike three. Good pitch from C.J. Collier. 2 down in the sixth. Vinny Salvione has grounded to short, and he followed Easton Tolt's walk in the fourth with one of his own, and then Johnny Elliott stepped up and crushed one. Michael Conforto today in a Giants 8-2 win over Cincinnati went 3 for 5 with 2 runs batted in. Adley Rutschman had 3 RBIs in Baltimore's 9-5 win over Cleveland, going 2 for 4. Stephen Kwan for the Guardians went 2 for 3 with 2 runs scored and an RBI. The pitch to Salvione misses in the count 1-0. The Twins beat the White Sox. Chicago sustained its 20th consecutive loss today, losing to the Twins 13-7. The 1-0 pitch, breaking ball down, ball 2, 2-0 to Salvione. Philadelphia blanked Seattle at T-Mobile 6-0, preventing the Mariners from sweeping the series. Mitch Haniger went 0 for 3. The pitch on the way to Salvione, hit high and deep to left field, and Vinny's hit it out. And Bend adds to its lead with a 2-run home run. The Elks lead at 6-2 with the second long home run to left field. This one off the bat of Vinny Salvione, who goes a little bit of Dave Parker on the slow journey around the bases. It's not Mickey Mantle putting his head down and nigh unto sprinting, but good for him, enjoying his moment in the sun. Vinny Salvione out of the University of Portland, hammering a 2-run home run, and the Elks in control of this one now, trying to salvage one of the 3. The pride of Rex Putnam High School, crushing one over the left field fence. 6-2 Bend, with 2 down in the inning. Johnny Elliott, who had a 3-run home run in his last at-bat, takes outside for ball 1, 1-0. The 1-0 pitch, a grounder to second, fielded by Peyton Miller. Miller throws to Quinn Dufour, but big-time damage done again with 2 outs. Back in the 4th inning, a 2-out, 3-run homer. And here in the 6th, the 2-out, 2-run home run for Vinny Salvione to certainly give the Bend Elks the command of this ball game. The second homer of the summer for Vinny, and the Elks now with 20 as a team on the season. Compare that with the Knights, who have hit 8. We go to the bottom of the 6th. Bend 6, the Knights 2. A new pitcher coming in for the Elks back in 2 minutes on the Knights live stream and Joe Radio. The Bend Elks playing long ball here today at Goss Stadium at Coleman Field. A 3-run homer and a 2-run homer. They have a 6-2 lead. They were not able to hold a 4-run lead that they took into the middle innings. In fact, into the 6th inning in Bend on Friday. The Knights with a stirring comeback win, 9-5. They hope they can get in that mode here at home as we go to the bottom of the 6th inning. Bend will take their chances again with a 4-run lead in the 6th. It didn't work out for them in their own ballpark. They'll try to make it happen here now at Goss Stadium at Coleman Field, with Jeff Nelson getting ready to face Kevin Takeuchi. Kevin will be followed by Kaysen Consarina and then Quinn Dufort. If you live or work in one of 24 Western or Central Oregon counties, then you're entitled to membership privileges and the full financial services at Oregon State Credit Union. Nelson's first pitch, a breaking ball. Takeuchi, a fly ball to right. Hunter Comine is right there. Makes the catch. One pitch, one gone. In the bottom of the 6th, Kaysen Consarina, the hitter. You can join the credit union online at OregonStateCU.com or at one of their 15 branches. Oregon State Credit Union was our proud title sponsor for the fireworks extravaganza on July 3rd. They invest in all of our communities and are dedicated to creating financial solutions toward making local lives better. The first pitch to Consarina misses down and away. Ball 1 on this August 4th, 2024. Big fireworks show last night, witnessed by nearly 3,000. Presented by Pioneer Connect and Samaritan Health Services. Pioneer Connect will once again sponsor the Knights' postseason run, which begins Saturday night on the road and then here a week from tonight. The pitch to Consarina, stroke to center, base hit. Quinn Dufort makes his way to the plate with the Knights hoping to take advantage of some strong breezes that are blowing out towards left. The Elks have done so twice. They have stoned both baseballs, Johnny Elliott and Vinny Salvione, but the Knights hope that they can perhaps get into the power ball mode. Get one up in the wind, which is blowing pretty strong now to left field. In this case, the left-hand hitting Quinn Dufort at the plate. Quinn is grounded to short, grounded to second, takes high for ball 1. The 1-0 pitch in the turf. 2 balls and no strikes. The Knights were down 4 runs going to the top of the 6th inning in Bend on Friday and scored 3. Eventually pulled even with a run in the 8th and then scored 5 in the 9th to break a 4-4 tie. Dufort takes a little bit high, ball 3, 3-0. Jeff Nelson making his 4th appearance. 5 2/3 innings heretofore, delivers a strike. The count 3-1. 4 hits, 4 runs, all earned. 4 walks and 2 strikeouts. A 1-out single for Kaysen Consarina. 3-1 to Quinn Dufort. And the 3-1 pitch misses down and away for ball 4. Kellen Siegel will come to the plate. Last night's starting pitcher, James DeCramer, acting as the Knights' bat boy tonight. James was spinning the football before the game, before his start, part of his pre-start routine, and he was delivering some really tight, nice spirals. And I asked James out in left field, hey, were you a high school quarterback? And he said, yes. And I said, well, you've got the look. And he did indeed. It was a very good-looking ball coming out of his hand. The baseball looks pretty good, too. The pitch to Kellen Siegel, or we have a hitter. Luke Lavin batting for Kellen Siegel. And Luke takes in the turf, ball 1, 1-0. 2 on, 1 out. Luke takes a strike and the count 1-1. Luke has been swinging the bat very well. He bats for Kellen Siegel, who had gone 0 for 2. 1 ball and 1 strike the count. A new baseball put in play by Jim Courtney for the right-hander, Jeff Nelson. 1 ball, 1 strike with 1 out in the bottom of the 6th inning. And this is where the Knights have, as they did in Bend, an opportunity to close the gap a bit. The pitch to Luke hits him on the foot, or the home plate umpire didn't throw his hands in the air immediately to signify that. Luke knew he was hit by the pitch. Courtney, perhaps overwhelmed by this heat that's been on him much of the day, did not clarify that Luke was hit by a pitch. And good base running by Consarinia, and that not seen dead ball or the hands up, kept running and was ready to score before he was finally, whoa. Courtney said, no, that's a dead ball, hit batter. The Knights have loaded the bases. Tyler Howard, a guy that could take advantage of the conditions. Jeff Nelson bounces his first pitch to Tyler with the bases loaded and 1 out. The Knights trailing 6-2, 1-0 to Tyler. The 1-0 pitch on the way. Breaking ball outside. Ball 2, 2-0. Tyler has walked and struck out. He's at the plate now with the bases loaded and 1 out. The Knights down 4. But just as in Central Oregon 2 nights ago, trying to do some fine work in the 6th inning and draw closer. Second baseman Brandon Forrester comes in for a word of counsel to the right-hander Jeff Nelson, who has come on for Josh Wakefield. 6-2 Bend. Wakefield finished his outing in a very impressive manner. The pitch to Tyler Howard, a strike. The count 2-1. Peyton Miller on deck. Bases loaded, 1 out. An excellent opportunity for the Knights to draw closer. Kaysen Consarinia at third, Quinn Dufort at second, Luke Lavin at first, and Howard whacks it into center field. Base hit. Consarinia scores. Dufort right behind him on his way to the plate. He will score standing up. A 2-run single for Tyler Howard. The Knights draw closer, now trailing Bend 6-4. Alan Cox, the head coach, is on his way out to the mound. Good piece of hitting by Tyler Howard. The Knights with the tying runs on base. Luke Lavin stopped at second on the single to center field. That's going to do it for Jeff Nelson, whose outing got off to a good start. A first pitch out on the fly ball off the bat of Kevin Takeuchi. But things have not gone well for Jeff since. Base hit, walk, hit batter, base hit. And 2 runs in for the Knights. And we'll see a new pitcher, another right-hander coming in from out of the Bend Elks bullpen. The Knights finding the comeback trail here in the bottom of the 6th. Still trailing, but the tying runs on base. 6-4 Bend. A pitching change with 1 out in the bottom of the 6th. Back in 2 on the Knights live stream and Joe Radio. As is their wont, have fought back. They were down 6-2 going into the inning. It's now 6-4 with 2 on, 1 out, bottom of the 6th. Big Finn Edwards, a right-hander, into the game. His first pitch to Peyton Miller. On the outside corner, according to Jim Courtney, for a strike. 0-1 the count. Luke Lavin at second, Tyler Howard at first. Finn Edwards from the stretch. The strike one pitch is down and away to Peyton. Peyton has grounded to first and singled to right field. Finn Edwards, 6'8", 205 pounds. A local kid playing for the Bend Elks, out of Bend, pitching as a reliever at Iowa Western. Delivers down and away, ball 2, 2-1. Finn went to Summit High School in beautiful Bend, was originally committed to the Beavers. 2 balls and a strike. Finn to the plate. A chopper to third. Gigantic. Tyler Peterson steps on third and throws to first. And the former Beaver commit comes in and shuts the Knights down on a 5-3 double play. The Knights were poised to get even closer, it appeared, maybe even pull even. But good work by Big Finn Edwards, producing the inning-ending 5-3 double play ball. And while that's a bit of a downer, the Knights do a good job to get back in the game with a couple of runs. We go to the 7th. We've got a new pitcher coming in for the Corvallis Knights out of the pen as we go to the 7th. After 6, Bend 6 and the Knights 4. Back in 2 on the Knights live stream and Joe Radio.
Hey Corvallis Knights fans, looking for an amazing deal? Come down to Wilson Motors. Visit us today and get free tickets to Wilson Motors Night with the Corvallis Knights on July 24th. It's a night you won't want to miss. Exciting baseball, great company, and fantastic giveaways. While you're here, check out our wide variety of vehicles. From sleek sedans to rugged trucks, we've got something for everyone. Wilson Motors, your one-stop shop for unbeatable deals and unforgettable nights. Hurry in and score your tickets today at Wilson Motors on
Through 6 innings at Goss Stadium at Coleman Field, the Bend Elks 6 runs, 6 hits, and 1 error. The Corvallis Knights 4 runs, 4 hits, and no errors. Garen Rizzo is indeed called upon to take over in the 7th inning. His first pitch to Hunter Comine misses for ball 1. The 1-0 fastball from Garen, a strike. 1-1 the count. Rizzo making his 10th appearance, 15 innings, 12 hits, 4 runs, all earned, 6 walks, 16 strikeouts. A record of 4-0, delivers to Comine. Hunter delivers a base hit to center field to lead things off for Bend in the top of the 7th inning. Tyler Peterson has twice flied to left field. Will come to the plate. Garen Rizzo, the 3rd pitcher of this late afternoon, early evening affair at Goss Stadium at Coleman Field. The final home game of the regular season lists an attendance of 1,224 in the cool of the evening here in Corvallis. The first pitch missing in the turf. Peterson was showing bunt and pulls back and takes ball 1-0. Hunter Comine, a big run represented at first base here in the 7th. The Knights closed the gap to within 2 runs. The 1-0 pitch to Peterson just inside, ball 2-0. Leadoff hitter Avery Covarrubias on deck. Rizzo still standing in a slice of sun, comes to the plate to the hitter. A bunt is down out in front of the plate, fielded by Tyler Howard. The throw to first is just in time. Really close play with Peterson racing down the line. Tyler thought he beat it. Terry Granillo did not. The sacrifice works 2-3, 1 away. And Avery Covarrubias will be the hitter. Garen Rizzo and Tyler Howard, the battery. Nice play by Tyler. Quinn Dufort at first, Peyton Miller at second, Tai Yukamoto at short, Thomas Ferraggiaro at third, Kevin Takeuchi in left, Blake Wilson in center, Kaysen Concerina in right. Do we have a hitter, Paul? What is it? Oh, because of the argument? Okay. So a Bend Elks player, last night we had a player, Luke Reese, ejected for arguing. Evidently a beef coming from Tyler Peterson. And I will say I thought Tyler was safe. So did he. And somebody was given a warning issued by home plate umpire Jim Courtney. Now the batter is Covarrubias. The first pitch to Avery, breaking ball strike from Garen Rizzo. No balls and 1 strike the count. 6-4 in favor of Bend in the top of the 7th inning. Hunter Comine representing a big run out at second. Out of the stretch works Garen Rizzo. The strike 1 pitch to Covarrubias in there again. Strike 2, 0-2 the count. 1 year ago today, the final collapse essentially of the league took place. August 4th, 2023. It was Mike Parker bobblehead night at this ballpark, and that was a thrill and an honor, but it was kind of a depressing affair here. The strike 2 fastball swung on and missed. Strike 3, 2 down. Good work by Garen Rizzo. But yeah, that was just 1 year ago today. We had an event going on in Port Orford I drove up for because of the honor accorded with the bobblehead night, but it was a depressing drive up. The bobblehead night was fun and such an honor the Knights accorded me to create one. But the drive up and back to Port Orford, depressing to be sure. Thinking about the news that I woke up to in Port Orford a year ago today, with the night before, supposedly in theory on August 3rd, the last year, August 3rd, my 65th birthday, the last year of wholeness in a sense for the conference, although SC and UCLA were gone, the Pac-10 remained, but not on August 4th. That morning it all fell apart. And I heaved the deep sigh and continued to sigh my way through, which, as Wayne Tinkle tried to say, you can't wallow in it. Okay, I know. But this is a marker 1 year ago today, and it still pains, it still provokes sighs and dismay. 2 balls and no strikes to Cole Calnon. Breaking ball misses for ball 3 from Rizzo. 3 balls and no strikes. Top of the 7th inning, Bend leading 6-4 and trying to get a big piece of insurance here with Calnon, who has singled, fly to center, and grounded to short, looking for another hit. The 3-0 pitch is in the turf for ball 4, bringing Brandon Forrester to the plate. Brandon, an RBI single in the first, has since struck out and grounded out. Forrester slapped one inside of third against Peyton Risky in the first. Even so, Thomas Ferraggiaro well off the line, shaded way over to his left as the Knights' third baseman. Brandon takes a breaking ball strike from Garen Rizzo. No balls and 1 strike. When you visit Corvallis to catch Knights baseball, we encourage you to stay at your locally owned Best Western Corvallis, the official hotel partner of the Knights. Close to Goss, the largest hotel rooms in the city, and an outdoor heated pool. Wherever life takes you, Best Western is there. Forrester swings, fouls it off his front foot. 0-2 to Brandon. 2 on, 2 down. Top of the 7th inning, 6-4 Elks. One other note in wrapping up former Knights and Beavers, Travis Bazzana today, now in the minor league grind. How long he'll be in it, we know not. All of the euphoria, exhilaration, going 1-1, hitting a grand slam the other day. He settles in now for the rest of the summer. At Lake County today, losing to Beloit 4-3 in Midwest League play. Travis went 0 for 3. Fastball to Brandon Forrester, swung on and missed. Strike 3 to retire the side. Another good pitch from Garen Rizzo. For Bend in the 7th, no runs, a hit, 2 left. We go to the bottom half, 1,224 in the ballpark. Bend 6, the Knights 4, back in 90 on the Knights live stream and Joe Radio. Bottom of the 7th inning at Goss Stadium at Coleman Field. 6-4, the Bend Elks in front. Big right-hander Finn Edwards out of Summit High School in Bend to the plate. And misses to Thomas Ferraggiaro. The 1-0 pitch on the way. Good fastball in there for a strike. 1-1 the count. Ferraggiaro walked in the first, has since struck out and flied to left. Finn Edwards induced an inning-ending double play ball coming on last inning when the Knights were threatening. Ferraggiaro, a chopper wide of first, fielded by Calnon and then juggled by Cal, and no play. Calnon appeared to have a good read on the ball. It was going to be close, feeding Finn Edwards covering. We'll wait on Brooks Hatch's scoring, but I believe he's going base hit on it, and he is. In that I think his feeling was, Brooksy, the official scorer, that even if Calnon had fielded cleanly, Ferraggiaro would have beaten the toss to first. The 5th hit of the evening for the Knights as the breezes pick up. The tying run, Ty Yukamoto at the plate. 6-4 Bend in the 7th. Ty watches the first pitch sail to the backstop. A wild one from Finn Edwards, the 6'8 right-hander. And into second base goes Ferraggiaro. 1-0 to Yukamoto aboard on a fielder's choice and scored a run in the first, has since struck out and walked. Good ball game. 6-4 Bend, bottom of the 7th. The Elks trying to salvage one of the 3. The 1-0 pitch to Yukamoto, a little bit high, ball 2, 2-0. Fan Appreciation Day today. Prizes have been given away between virtually every inning. Fans holding raffle tickets, getting some good swag. There will be a grand prize of a night season ticket for next year as the final giveaway. Yukamoto takes a fastball a little low and inside, ball 3. 3-0. Thomas Ferragaro at second, nobody out. Ben leading 6-4, but the Knights with a good opportunity to draw a little closer. Finn to the plate. Fastball down the middle in the count, 3-1. This is the second young man I've encountered with the name of Finn. Young couple, a couple of boys at Lincoln Elementary in Southtown. The 3-1 pitch, that's in there for a strike, and the count goes full to Yukamoto at 3-2. Finn and Sully Montfort. Three and two the count. Now Finn Edwards. I like the name. Out of the stretch, looks back at Ferragaro. Ferrajaro's going to third. The pitch is low for ball 4 with Ferragaro safely into third with a stolen base, and Tai Yukamoto down to first, and Blake Wilson the batter. And the Knights with the tying runs on base with nobody out in the bottom of the 7th. Pape Material Handling keeps you moving one step closer to home. The Knights and Pape have teamed up again this year in support of Community Outreach, Inc., a local nonprofit which is dedicated to helping people lead healthy and productive lives. And that stolen base means another $30 donation, thanks to Pape Material Handling and the Knights to Community Outreach, Inc. Finn Edwards to Blake Wilson. And a swing and a foul tip that gets Johnny Elliott in a tough spot. Johnny needs a little time. He's down on one knee, leaning his right hand against his helmet and catcher's mask. Home plate umpire Jim Courtney delivers a baseball to Finn Edwards. And Johnny Elliott just has to, got to wait it out. Jim Courtney will do all he can in, I'm sure, great empathy for the situation that Johnny is in. Dusts off home plate, delivers a baseball to Finn Edwards, wipes his brow, and Johnny soldiers on. Gets a nice round of applause. And the fans probably, most of them, have an understanding of Johnny and what he was going through. Now Elliott does indeed lay down the fingers for the sign, and a good pitch by Finn Edwards here to Blake. A high fastball swung on and missed. 0-2 the count. Thomas Ferragaro at third, Tai Yukamoto at first, 6-4 Ben, bottom of the 7th. Blake with an RBI triple in the first and scored when Ben did not execute the relay well. The Knights took a 2-1 lead. A balk is called on Finn Edwards for a move to first, and down the line comes Thomas Ferragaro on a balk. The Knights draw within a run at 6-5. A move to first base, but a balk preceded it. And the umpires appeared to be a little bit late in making the call, but they got around to it. The tying run now at second with nobody out. 0-2 to Blake Wilson. Yukamoto hopping away from second. He's going to third. The pitch is swung on and fouled at the plate. Blake with 2 strikes has got to be up there swinging protectively, and he got a little piece of it. Yukamoto would have had third easily, getting a huge jump on Finn Edwards. No balls and 2 strikes, 6-5 Bend in the bottom of the 7th. Blake hoping to at least get Yukamoto moved to third with Kevin Takeuchi on deck. Finn bluffing Tai back to the bag. Finn peering in, taking the sign from Johnny Elliott. Now the 6'8 righty from the stretch. The strike 2 pitch, Wilson a chopper foul over Brook Knight's head down the line. 0-2 the count. The White Sox losing their 20th straight today. That's just incredible. It brought to mind when I heard the number 20, Gene Mauch and the Phillies in 64 losing 23 straight, or not in 64, in 61. 64 they lost 10 straight, which was more painful than the 23 straight in 61. Finn Edwards glances at Yukamoto, comes to Blake, who gets a piece of it to stay alive, fouling the fastball straight back. Mauch's Phils in 61, 23 straight losses. 3 years later, this is just to give hope to White Sox fans, I suppose. 3 years later, the Phillies had a big grip on the pennant in '64. 6.5 up with 12 to play and lost 10 straight. The Cardinals won the pennant. The pitch to Blake Wilson goes by. Johnny Elliott to the backstop. Tai Yukamoto into third on the wild pitch. The tying run 90 feet away here in the bottom of the seventh. 6-5 bend. The Knights trying to do it again. It came from 4 back in Bend Friday to win. They trailed 6-2 going to the bottom of the sixth inning here this evening in their home regular season finale. Coach Cox instructs his infielders to play most of the way in. They're not quite on the edge of the green, but more than halfway. The 1-2 pitch to Blake Wilson, swung on and fouled at the plate. In and out of the mid of Johnny Elliott. Blake Wilson in a good battle. Blake out of the box for a moment, looking to score Tai Yukamoto again and get the Knights even. Nobody out in the inning. 6-5, tie at third. Finn Edwards out of the stretch. The righty to the plate, down and away. Ball 2, 2-2. Two balls and 2 strikes to Blake Wilson. Yukamoto at third with nobody out. The 2-2 pitch misses. Ball 3. This has been a good plate appearance for Blake. He was down in the count 0-2. He's worked it full. He's fouled off some pitches and now looking for something that either ball 4 or a pitch he can handle to drive through the drawn-in infield or get one in the air to give the Knights the tie. The 3-2 pitch. Finn Edwards wins the battle. Swung on and missed, strike 3, and it was a good sequence for both. And I think Jim Courtney has just ejected somebody for Ben. I'm not sure who it is this time. Last night, the Elks tossed Luke Reese for arguing balls and strikes. Alan Cox is inquiring, who are you tossing here? Who did you get? And he pointed into the dugout, did Jim Courtney, and essentially said, that's enough, you're out of here. And whom he's gotten, I don't know. Somebody within the Bend Elks dugout, Alan Cox, is looking down into the dugout to try to see who the culprit is that must needs leave the yard. It's somebody that's not even in uniform. And he has to leave the premises. And he has at least the protection, the anonymity of a T-shirt on. Now, the Bend Elks players know who he is, but none of the rest of us really do. But a Bend Elks player not in uniform. And I wonder, I don't know if it's Luke Reese again. I don't know. I'm just speculating, and I shouldn't. But a Bend Elks player has been ejected from the dugout, and he wasn't in uniform. Now, Luke Reese was not eligible to play tonight because of his ejection last night, so that could be him not in uniform. And told to leave the premises again, getting ejected 2 days in a row. Now, I don't know if that's Luke or not, but somebody not in uniform has been tossed. Kevin Takeuchi takes in the turf, ball 1, as we play on. The 1-0 fastball, a strike to Kevin. 1-1 the count. Takeuchi is 0 for 3. He's the Knights' leader in runs batted in, has a chance to pick up number 41 here and pull the Knights even. Tai Yukamoto at third, 1 out. Finn Edwards to the plate, a ground ball into left field, base hit. Kevin Takeuchi does it again. Yukamoto scores, and we're tied at 6. The Knights have eradicated a 6-2 deficit to pull even. Kaysen Consarina, the batter. Kaysen is struck out, grounded to third, and he singled in the 6th inning, last inning, when the Knights began the comeback, down 6-2. Now have pulled even at 6 here in the 7th. There goes Takeuchi. The pitch is a strike. The throw to second. Oh! Takeuchi is called out. Good throw from Johnny Elliott to Brandon Forrester. 2 down. The Knights have been running wild. Kevin Takeuchi on a bang-bang play, called out at second by Terry Granillo. 0-1 to Kaysen Conserina in a 6-6 tie. Good tag, good play all the way around. Elliott to Forrester for the out. And the Knights are caught stealing for the first time in the series, I believe. They've been running aggressively and effectively, but a good job by Elliott here with a quick transfer to get Kevin, who ran on the first pitch. The 1-1 pitch to Kaysen Conserina is low, ball 2, 2-1. A 6-6 tie in the bottom of the 7th inning in the series finale and the home finale for the Knights here at Goss. On to Victoria tomorrow. The 2-1 pitch is high and away, ball 3, 3-1. Quinn Dufort on deck. The Knights hoping to get themselves restarted now after the disappointment of the caught stealing. 2 down, nobody on. 3-1 to Kaysen. Finn Edwards to the plate, ball 4. And I'm certain there's a sense of, well, if we didn't try to, we'd have first and second and 1 out and a chance to really do something. But with 2 down, the Knights can restart on the ball 4, delivered by Finn Edwards, and Conserina a good runner at first. Quinn Dufort the batter. A 6-6 tie. Conserina held on by Cole Calnon. Finn Edwards out of the stretch. The pitch to Quinn, fastball, swung on and missed. No balls and a strike. Conserina 11 for 15 in stolen bases. Kevin Takeuchi now 8 for 12 after getting caught. Dufort takes high and away. 1 ball and 1 strike to Quinn, who was grounded to short, grounded to second, walked and scored last inning. The Knights trailed 6-2 going into the bottom of the 6th last inning and have now pulled even the go-ahead run at first with 2 down in the 7th. Quinn takes high and away, ball 2, 2-1. Luke Lavin on deck. Luke is getting as close as he can to see the offerings of Finn Edwards and has not been told to get closer to the on-deck area. Saw that happen with Beaver games a few times this spring, and we've seen it demanded of umpires a few times this summer too. But Luke getting as close of a look as he can. He watches as Dufort swings and misses to even the count at 2-2 with 2 down. 6-6, bottom of the 7th. Finn Edwards delivers with Conserina going. The pitch is high and no throw from Finn. And the Knights get their stolen base with Conserina now in scoring position. The count full to Quinn Dufort, 3-2. Luke Lavin, the on-deck hitter, back-to-back left-handed swingers against the big right-hander Finn Edwards with the go-ahead run at second. The 3-2 pitch, Dufort takes just outside for ball 4. And Luke Lavin strides to the plate with Wes Harper, the pitching coach, walking out to the hill. The bright sunlight splashed on the 14-foot fence out and left. It makes it a little difficult to see through the netting, the wire fence and netting out there, and I can't tell if anybody's throwing back of Finn Edwards. I don't believe so. I think this is just a visit on Wes Harper's part to try to help his big right-hander Finn Edwards command the zone a little bit better. That's the 3rd walk of the inning, and Wes turns and goes back by himself. With Luke Lavin hit by a pitch last inning coming to the plate. Luke came on as a pinch hitter for Kellen Siegel and was hit by a pitch. Cancerini is going to third. The throw to third is in plenty of time, but the ball was dropped by the third baseman, Tyler Peterson. The trail runner, Quinn Duport, also picks up the stolen base. Cancerini would have been out. A good throw by Elliott, and he has the open lane to throw with the left hand hitting Luke Lavin up. But the ball in and out of the glove of Peterson on the good slide to third for Cancerini. Lavin trying to give the Knights a 2-run lead with a 2-out hit. The strike one pitch to Luke in the turf. Ball 1-1. Bend has done some big-time damage. They've scored 5 runs on 2-out home runs, a 3-run and a 2-run blast with 2 down. The Knights trying to take the lead on a 2-out hit now from Luke Lavin. Luke golfs one foul, Waldo way, beyond the Jack Riley concourse and above the upper grandstand. 1-2 to Luke. Jason Cancerini at third, Quinn Dufort at second. A 6-6 tie in the bottom of the 7th inning. Finn Edwards working out of the stretch. The big right-hander from Bend delivers to the backstop. Here comes Cancerini to score, and the Knights take the lead on the wild pitch, 7-6. Kaysen Cancerini's leg, stealing second and stealing third, put the Knights in a position to take the lead on Finn Edwards uncorking a wild one. 7-6 Knights in the bottom of the 7th. Quinn Dufort to third. The 2-2 pitch to Luke Lavin, high and away, ball 3. 3-2. Tyler Howard on deck. The Knights 2 in the 6th. They've scored 3 here in the 7th for the lead. Dufort creeping down the line from third. The 3-2 pitch to Lavin, drilled to the alley into left center field. That'll get down and go all the way to the fence. On 2 bounces, gathering it is Easton Talt. Lavin will take a turn and hold with a booming double. The Knights lead at 8-6. Luke Lavin continuing to make consistently hard contact, driving the ball impressively. A smaller version of Joel Scotty. Good to see you, Joel. You dropped a lot. I mean, you don't look like the same guy who played over there. How many pounds are you down from that day? I'm on the air, so I can't. 10, but you look great. Good to see you, Joel. Joel Scotty, former Oregon State linebacker, coming by to say hello. I didn't recognize him at first. He's grown up. He's an older man with a beard, and he's dropped about 10 to 15. He looks great. Good to see you, Joel. The pitch to Tyler Howard, high and inside, ball 1-0. 8-6 Knights, 4 runs in the inning. Luke Lavin is absolutely pulverizing the baseball of late. The 1-0 pitch to Tyler, that's inside, almost hit him. Ball 2, 2-0. Tyler has walked, singled, and struck out. He singled home a run last inning. A 2-run single, in fact, for Tyler last inning to help the Knights draw closer. The 2-0 pitch, a strike, and the count 2-1, cutting the deficit from 6-2 to 6-4. Luke Lavin at second, doubling home Quinn Duport. The Knights with an 8-6 lead in the 7th inning. Tyler takes high and inside, ball 3, 3-1. Peyton Miller, the on-deck hitter. Well, the Knights at it again. They were down 6 runs or 4-0 going to the 6th in Bend and came back and won. Down 4 runs going to the 6th inning and hoping that they're in the midst of doing the same thing in their own ballpark, eradicating a 4-run deficit from the 6th inning on to win. Trying to do it right here in the final home game of the regular season. Tyler Howard takes a strike and the count goes full to 3-2. Tyler looking for his third RBI of the night. Swings and it's one foul. Urchin alleyway. Off to the right, and the count remains full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Luke Lavin gets his lead from second. Tyler Howard trying to get Luke home with another 2-out hit. The right-hander Finn Edwards comes set. And the 3-2 pitch to Tyler outside for ball 4 as the inning continues for the Knights. They've scored 4 and they have 2 on and 2 out, and that's going to be the end of the line for Big Finn Edwards with Alan Cox on his way out to the mound. The head coach will make the change. Head coach grew up in Orville in Northern Cal, coaching down at Georgia Gwinnett, powerhouse in the NAIA level, akin somewhat to Lewis Clark State, I'm told, in that region of the country. That's all for Finn Edwards. A new pitcher coming in for Ben. The Knights in this final home game of the regular season on Fan Appreciation Day, giving the fans a lot to appreciate on their part. A 4-run seventh. They've taken the lead 8-6, 2 on and 2 out. A new pitcher coming in, back in 2 after the pitching change on the Knights live stream and Joe Radio. Cole Calnon has come over from first base to pitch for the Bend Elks with Jace Miller at first base.
Now batting your second baseman from Gonzaga University, number 5, Peyton Miller.
Jace had been the designated hitter. As we play on in the bottom of the 7th inning, the Knights leading the Bend Elks 8-6. Cole Calnon to face Peyton Miller, the 9th man to come to the plate in the inning with 2 on, 2 down, and 4 runs in. The Knights creating a 2-run lead and looking for more. The first pitch to Peyton Miller misses for ball 1. 1-0. Okay. The 1-0 pitch down and away for ball 2. 2-0. 2 balls and no strikes, and it's 8-6. ball game in the bottom of the 7th, with the Knights having taken the lead. They trailed early 1-0, led 2-1, and then trailed 6-2. Peyton Miller, a fly ball to left, and Corvallis couldn't find it. He lost it in the sun. In comes Luke Lavin to score. Into third base goes Tyler Howard, and the Knights lead it 9-6 on a double for Peyton Miller, and a ball just simply lost in the sun by Avery Corvallis. Not much he could do with it. Corvallis made a tremendous catch earlier today, dealing with the sun and going back to the fence and leaping up to make a grab. But here he lost it. And Willie Davis, the late great center fielder for the LA Dodgers, if he saw it, could indeed empathize. Tyler Howard at third base, Peyton Miller at second, Thomas Ferraggiaro the batter. And the first pitch to Thomas misses low and inside, ball 1. 9-6 Knights with a 5-run 7th inning and a chance for a couple of more. Ferraggiaro takes a strike, 1-1 the count. The 1-1 pitch. Thomas swings and grounds one back at first. Sprawling into it is Jace Miller. And Miller takes it to the bag to retire the side. But the Knights score 5 in the bottom of the 7th inning. They leave 2, but they take a 3-run lead into the 8th inning. Really strong inning for the Corvallis Knights. So, at the end of 7, and it looks like we may see a new pitcher coming in. Or nope, Garen Rizzo does return to the bump. We go to the 8th. There may be some defensive changes we'll apprise you of as we go. The Knights score 5. We go to the 8th inning at Goss in the home finale. The Knights 9, Ben 6, back in 90 on the Knights live stream and Joe Radio.
Airport, we want to say thank you. Thank you to our community for choosing us to connect you to many destinations, other cultures, your families, and friends. Thank you to our dedicated and professional staff for ensuring the airport experience is excellent. And thank you to local residents and businesses for making us who we are. We are proud to serve you, our region, and beyond. Together, we continue to grow and thrive. Thank you for flying local and for flying EUG.
Knights fans, looking for an amazing deal? Come down to Wilson Motors. Visit us today and get free tickets to Wilson Motors Night with the Corvallis Knights on July 24th. It's a night you won't want to miss. Exciting baseball, great company, and fantastic giveaways. While you're here, check out our wide variety of vehicles. From sleek sedans to rugged trucks, we've got something for everyone. Wilson Motors, the one-stop shop for unbeatable deals and unforgettable nights. Hurry in and score your tickets today at Wilson Motors on
Top of the 8th inning, 9-6 Knights. Garen Rizzo to the plate and misses low to Jace Miller. The 1-0 pitch down and away for ball 2. Jace Miller, Easton Talt, and Vinny Salvione for the Bend Elks, who led 6-2 going to the bottom of the 6th. Now are down 3 runs with 6 outs remaining. The pitch to Jace Miller fouled into Urchin Alley just over our heads. 2 balls and a strike. Jace is grounded into a double play, grounded to second and doubled. Rizzo rocks and comes to the plate. Fastball foul back. 2-2 the count. Victoria at Royal Athletic Park will have the games on the Knights YouTube channel and 1240 Joe Radio from the Victoria Harbors live stream. Breaking ball down, ball 3, 3-2 to Jace Miller. Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday in beautiful Victoria, BC. 3 balls and 2 strikes to Jace Miller leading things off for Bend. The Elks will now try to scrap back on their part. The Knights have certainly done so. The 3-2 pitch swung on, foul tipped and held by Tyler Howard. Strike 3, Garen Rizzo with back-to-back strikeouts. Ending the 7th, getting Forrester, now strikes out Jace Miller. Easton Tolt to the plate. Easton has struck out twice. He walked and scored in the 4th. And Easton to be credited with 2 outs and nobody on, and the Knights leading 2-1. Tolt induced ball 4, as did Vinny Salvione. And Johnny Elliott blasted a 3-run homer. Bend had a 4-2 lead. Easton takes high here, ball 1. Vinny Salvione hit a 2-run home run in the 6th with 2 outs. And Bend had a 6-2 lead. And it looked like they were in a good position to get this final game of the series after the Knights had won the first 2. Tolt fouls the 1-0 pitch into his own dugout. 1-1 the count. Salvione on deck. But the Knights have scrapped back 2 in the 6th, 5 in the 7th, lead at 9-6 here in the 8th. Guerin to the plate. Fastball a little low and away. Ball 2, 2-1. Bend will be in the postseason for the first time in 9 years. The Knights in the postseason for the 17th consecutive West Coast League season in a quest this summer to win their 8th straight WCL championship. Tolt tries to bunt, tries to take it with him. He misses the bunt attempt on the breaking ball. And the count is even to Easton. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Vinny Salvione on deck. Tolt, left-handed hitter. Garen Rizzo, the right-hander, back to the plate with a 2-2 breaking ball a little bit high. Ball 3, 3-2. Three balls and 2 strikes to Easton. Garen Rizzo peering in to Tyler Howard. The 3-2 pitch on the way, off speed, a looper into center field, base hit. Easton got out in front, but did a nice enough job to get enough of the wood on it. In spite of being a little bit fooled on the changeup from Rizzo to slap a base hit to center with 1 away. Vinny Salvione with a 2-run home run well over the 14-foot fence in left field in the 6th. He walked and scored in the 4th, grounded to short in his first at-bat. 9-6 Knights, top of the 8th inning. Rizzo to the plate. Garen's fastball swung on and missed. 0-1 the count. Garen ready, and the right-hander strike 1 pitch. Fastball hit foul directly back of the plate. The ball bounces right below us and grabbed by a gentleman who is in the process of feeding his service dog a hot dog brought to him by Colleen moments ago. The sweet canine has been rewarded with a hot dog, and at the same time that was going on, the ball bounced right into his waiting hands. A nice moment here at Goss Stadium at Coleman Field. The strike 2 pitch swung on and missed on the breaking ball. Strike 3. Good pitch from Rizzo, 2 down. Vinny Salvione experiences baseball. A 2-run home run, his last at-bat, a strikeout here. And Johnny Elliott, who has a 3-run home run to his credit and is popped out and grounded out, comes to the plate for Bend here in the top of the 8th. 9-6 Knights. Garen delivers. Breaking ball, strike. And the count 0-1. Rizzo out of Palos Verdes High School. Talt goes. The pitch is swung on and missed. The throw to second is not in time. Easton gets his 24th stolen base of the season. But Rizzo has worked ahead of Johnny Elliott 0-2. I mentioned in one of Guerin's early appearances for the Knights that I saw this summer that Palos Verdes is an area that I, as a kid, wanted my dad to drive me through because I knew George Allen lived there somewhere, one of my early heroes. And I have since read that there is some sort of park in Palos Verdes named like George Allen Park, or there's a plaque recognizing George as being a Palos Verdesian guy. The strike two pitch from Guerin Rizzo, the pride of Palos Verdes High School of a more modern era, swung on and missed. Strike three, and Guerin strikes out the side. George Allen would have enjoyed that, having lived and worked in Palos Verdes and a distinguished coach for the Los Angeles Rams, and a hero of mine in my youth. Good work for Guerin Rizzo. He strikes out the side. Easton Talt left at second. We go to the bottom of the eighth. The Knights 9 and Ben 6 on the Knights live stream. And back in 90 on Joe Radio. Here we go, bottom of the eighth inning. The Les Schwab Litter Patrol kids are walking through, and I tossed something his way, and it went over his head. He's got to bend down under a bench seat to get it. Sorry. Good work, young man. Tai Yukamoto, first ball swinging on Cole Calnon here in the bottom of the eighth. Grounds one into right field for a base hit. The Knights leading 9-6. Blake Wilson, the batter. Blake, an RBI triple in the first, has since walked, plied to right, and struck out. After he struck out last inning when the Knights were in the process of scoring 5 to take the lead, somebody within the Ben dugout was ejected. Blake swings and hits a fly ball to right field. Dryden House, I believe, is out there now. Makes the catch. One away. Yeah, no, that's Hunter Comine, pardon me. That there are some defensive changes and so on. It is Comine making the catch. The first pitch now to Kevin Takeuchi. Taken down and away, ball one. 9-6 Knights, bottom of the eighth inning. Tai Yukamoto at first, one out. The 1-0 pitch is in there for a strike to Kevin. 1-1 the count. Taylor Pullen, one of the Knights interns, lingering here asking me, who is your Washington Park Advisors player of the game? It's a tough one tonight because the Knights come back, should they indeed hang on and win and get the sweep of the series, has had a cast of characters who've done a lot of good things. Kevin Takeuchi included, drives one to center here. Easton Talt goes back in dead center field to make the catch. Good contact, but an out for Kevin, and now Kaysen Consarina, the hitter. Kaysen, for example, has struck out, grounded to third, but he singled and scored, walked and scored, stole 2 bases using his legs, and came home on a wild pitch as part of the Knights' 5-run seventh to take the lead. Brooke Knight is asking for an offensive timeout here and is taking one, visiting with Consarina. Perhaps about the approach to give Tai Yukamoto over at first a chance to get a stolen base. Perhaps encouraging him to take a pitch. I don't know exactly what it is that Brooke is communicating to Kaysen, but it has been so communicated. And Kaysen will step in now with Tai Yukamoto at first and 2 down. The Knights leading 9-6. My sense it has something to do with giving Tai a chance to steal the bag and get in scoring position. Cole Calnon delivers a breaking ball for a strike. 0-1 the count. The Knights starting the ball game with a magic number of 2. Calnon in his 10th appearance as a pitcher delivers the 0-1 pitch down and away. 1 ball and 1 strike, 31 innings, 34 hits, just 6 walks, 20 strikeouts, a record of 3-1 and an ERA of 3.19. Good summer. A two-way player. The 1-1 pitch from Cole, a strike. 1 ball and 2 strikes the count. Bottom of the 8th. The Knights are 3 outs away from getting the sweep of Ben and getting closer to that best overall record. The pitch to Consarina misses for ball 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Cole out of the stretch, and the 2-2 pitch misses for ball 3. 3-2 the count. Cole, the pride of Archbishop Murphy High School in Snohomish, playing ball at Northwest Nazarene. He began his career down the road at Lane Community College. Yukamoto goes, the 3-2 pitch taken, strike 3 called to retire the side. The Knights will need to make do with a 3-run lead going to the top of the 9th inning. 3 outs away from a sweep of the series and reducing their magic number to 1 for the best overall record, ensuring home field advantage in all rounds of the postseason. We go to the 9th. The Knights 9 and Ben 6. Garen Rizzo looking for the save when we return in 90 on the Knights live stream and Joe Radio.
News that you can trust. Subscribe to the Gazette-Times, your go-to source for in-depth journalism and breaking news. From local stories that impact your community to consistent updates to your Beavers and Knights, the Gazette-Times has it all. For only $1 for 3 months, enjoy unlimited access to our e-edition, unlimited articles on GazetteTimes.com and our mobile app, and free access to newspapers.com archives. Subscribe today and join the Gazette-Times community. Knights fans, looking for an amazing deal? Come down to Wilson Motors. Visit us today and get free tickets to Wilson Motors Night with the Corvallis Knights on July 24th. It's a night you won't want to miss. Exciting baseball, great company, and fantastic giveaways. While you're here, check out our wide variety of vehicles. From sleek sedans to rugged trucks, we've got something for everyone. Wilson Motors, the one-stop shop for unbeatable deals and unforgettable nights. Hurry in and score your tickets today at Wilson Motors on
At Goss Stadium at Coleman Field, Garen Rizzo goes to work on the Bend Elks right-hand hitter Hunter Comine, and the first pitch missing for ball 1. The 1-0 fastball just outside for ball 2 to Hunter. 2-0 the count. Hunter Comine leading things off for Bend, which needs 3 runs to keep alive its hopes of salvaging one of the 3 games. The 2-0 pitch from Garen, high for ball 3. Guerin looking for the save. He struck out the side last inning, has 5 strikeouts. The 3-0 pitch is high for ball 4. Disappointing start to any inning, a leadoff walk. And that brings Tyler Peterson to the plate. And certainly hoping for Guerin's sake that he can finish the deal that he has been so impressive in. He is my choice if he does indeed get through the inning with a minimum of damage to be the Washington Park Advisors player of the game, even with all the exploits offensively. Tyler Peterson shows bunt and takes a strike. 0-1 the count. If he gets through this, it's a 3-inning save. 5 strikeouts thus far through 2. And there are so many contributors on the offensive side, it's tough to come up with one. It's been a balanced effort in the comeback. Breaking ball drops in for a strike from Guerin, and he's ahead of the count 0-2 to Tyler Peterson. Avery Covarrubias on deck. 9-6 Knights, top of the 9th inning. Rizzo from the stretch. Guerin delivers, breaking ball up. Ball 1, 1-2. A leadoff walk to Hunter Comine, held on by Quinn Duport. Beautiful Sunday evening here in the Mid-Valley. Rizzo trying to end it on a great note. Guerin to the plate, swung on and missed for strike 3. 1 away, his 6th strikeout in 2 1/3 innings of work. And Avery Covarrubias, the hitter. Avery struck out to open the game. He sent single to center, grounded to second, and struck out again. 11 strikeouts for Knights pitching combined. The first pitch from Guerin to Avery misses high and inside, ball 1. 9-6 Knights, top of the 9th inning. The infield at double play depth. Yukamoto and Miller up the middle. Dufort and Perajaro at the corners. The 1-0 breaking ball in there for a strike, and the count 1-1. In the outfield, Kevin Takeuchi in left, Blake Wilson in center, Kason Consarinia in right. A slight sliver of sun on the warning track in right field and a little bit in left center. Other than that, bathed in the shadows in the cool of the evening on a gorgeous Sunday here at Goss Stadium at Coleman Field, the final game of the regular season. The next game in this ballpark 1 week from tonight in playoff action. The pitch missing high and inside to Covarrubias. 2-1 the count. Rizzo to the plate. Fastball swung on and missed. 2-2 to Avery Covarrubias. The pitcher Cole Calnon on deck. Ben scored a run in the first. The Knights with 2 in the bottom of the first. Ben with 3 in the 4th and 2 in the 6th. The Knights answered with 2 in the 6th and 5 in the 7th and lead it 9-6 in the 9th. Breaking ball taken, strike 3 called. 2 down. I hope that my choice, even before the inning began, as Taylor Pullen waited, who's your Washington Park Advisors player of the game? I said, well, I like Guerin right now. He's the leader. Let's see how this inning plays out. He gets the save. He's the man. He's an out away from the save, and he is dealing. Comine at first, 2 down. First pitch, fastball just missed to Cole Calnon. Ball 1, 1-0. 7 strikeouts through 2 2/3 for Guerin Rizzo. The offensive contributions, as I said, are quite balanced. The 1-0 pitch is high. Ball 2, 2-0. Top of the 9th, 9-6 Knights. 9 runs and 9 hits in a clean game defensively, no errors. Bend, 6 runs, 8 hits and an error. The 2-0 pitch from Guerin, breaking ball in there. Calnon was bending out of the way of a pitch that dropped in beautifully for a strike. 2-1 the count to Cole. Cole singled and scored back in the first, has since flied to center, grounded to short, and walked. Rizzo from the stretch. Guerin's 2-1 breaking ball in there. Strike 2, 2-2. He is a strike away from getting the save, from striking out the side for a second straight inning, and clinching the Washington Park Advisors Player of the Game. Looking to end it here. 2 balls and 2 strikes the count to Calnon. The 2-2 pitch, breaking ball just outside. Ball 3, 3-2. Brandon Forrester on deck. Garen Rizzo may be the pitcher of record. He would get the win. He did come on and pitch in the 7th. So he's not looking for the save. He's looking for the win. The 3-2 pitch, breaking ball taken. Strike 3 called. The ball game is over. Garen Rizzo gets the win, striking out the side in the last 2 innings. 8 strikeouts through 3 innings for Garen Rizzo, our winning pitcher and our Washington Park Advisors Player of the Game. He was the pitcher of record when the Knights scored their 5 runs to take command of the game and win it 9-6. A brilliant weekend for the Corvallis Knights. Their magic number is now 1 to clinch the best overall record. Any combination here on in of the Knights going to Victoria and winning 1, or the Pickles losing 1 of their final 4 games, the Knights will have clinched the best overall record in the postseason for all 3 rounds of the playoffs. The Knights were down 6-2 in this one going to the bottom of the 6th and scrap back to win 9-6. They will head out pretty early and then get ready for a 4 a.m. trip. What I mean is getting out, getting home, and they hope to get some decent sleep and then sleep, I dare say, on the bus for a long trip up from Port Angeles and across to beautiful Victoria, British Columbia, to begin a 3-game series tomorrow night at Royal Athletic Park against the Harbor Cats. And if they get help up north tonight, they will have indeed clinched the best overall record and won't have the pressure of needing to win a game in Victoria, although the way they're going and the way they're playing, they'd love to just keep on doing their thing and winning. The Knights are now 39-12. Ben goes to 30-21. In second half play, the Knights improve to 17-7. Ben drops to 14-10. A big night for the Knights, rallying from down 6-2. A strong performance by Garen Rizzo to get the win with 8 strikeouts in 3 innings. It's been a lot of fun here in the summer of 2024, and it's not over yet. The Knights will return to this ballpark 1 week from tonight in the playoffs, powered by Pioneer Connect. First things first, a trip to Victoria for 3 games, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. A couple of days off, and then the postseason beginning somewhere on the road on Saturday night, back here 1 week from tonight. Thanks to the crew, Evan Bach, Brian Thomas, Andrew Roderick, Sawyer Gowan, Glenda Curry, Brooks Hatch, and Dale Hummel. This is Mike Parker thanking you for joining us. Where the Corvallis Knights rally from down 6-2 to complete a sweep of the Bend Elks. Have a great time listening to the ball games on the Victoria Harbor Cats live stream the next 3 nights. And I look forward to visiting with you again somewhere on Saturday night on the road in postseason play. Again, our final score, the Knights 9 and Ben 6. Have a great week. We'll talk to you on the weekend in postseason play on the Knights live stream and Joe Radio. So long, everybody.